I'm Zach Snyder.
And I'm Aden Matthews.
And welcome back to another YouTube podcast, the one-stop shop for anything and everything related to YouTube.
The most consistent podcast on planet Earth.
That is. How are you doing, Aden?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
It's 3 a.m.
It really do
I've
be
been
like
out
that.
for 21 hours, and I drank a lot of caffeine today. I don't really think I don't think it actually helped me as much as I would have hoped it to.
Caffeine never helps, dude. That's the one thing I learned from stop drinking sodas is caffeine doesn't fix your problems. It just makes them worse.
I feel like I've got a headache, right? But I'm also like really tired.
Yeah.
And I feel like I shouldn't be doing a podcast because my words are kind of going a little bit crazy.
But see, that's when you get the good quotes, is when you're half asleep and someone quotes you tomorrow morning. Like, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. If you can be high on caffeine, I think that's where I'm at right now.
I feel you.
And
Before anybody in the comments is like, well, what are you doing up so late? It wasn't our fault. Okay.
Let me tell you a story about doing podcasts with other people.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're wondering what the topic was, there isn't one. This is the final episode.
This is it.
We're quitting.
I have a little video that's unlisted on my YouTube channel for whenever I decide to actually quit YouTube, because it's going to happen one day. And it's just like a 3-second video of me saying, fuck YouTube, I quit. And I'm just going to make it public one day, and it's going to be boom, there it is. Let's go. I'm
excited. I'm really hyped.
Yeah, me too. But anyways, welcome back to the podcast. We're both really tired, but we want to bring you guys valuable content, and I'm always tired, so what's the fucking excuse, right?
Consistent, on time,
consistent,
every Sunday,
every single Sunday,
content.
Some Thursdays, some Sundays there's nothing, but every single Sunday,
every single Sunday.
Aden, what's our main topic before we go into our favorite section?
Okay, so Zach suggested it, and then I kind of edited the topic a little bit. But today, we figured, hey, YouTube's about making videos, right? So today we're going to talk about our favorite and least favorite videos and the lessons that we've learned from them. Not all these videos are good, but they each taught us something valuable. Zach's going to list a few. I'm going to list a few. We're going to get some value out of it. And we're going to try not to pass out. That's the plan.
I'm excited.
On time, though. That's the part of the topic I really like. It's the fact that it's consistent.
Consistent, yeah, me too.
And on time.
Why are you laughing?
No,
I don't understand the joke.
I'm being.
Is there some joke I'm missing?
100%.
I'm fucking
non-facetious.
We're gonna have to
not
bring
sarcastic.
In the beef.
Let's
go.
What do you mean? I just like.
Okay.
I just like consistency. You know, I feel like if I subscribe to a podcast channel, just hypothetically, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That podcast should come out once a week. You know.
I agree. I like when I subscribe to a channel and they make an update video talking about doing daily videos, and then they just disappear for a month. Weird
how that works. how the world turns your back on you sometimes.
It's number one lesson of all time is don't expect anything. But before we get into the main topic, everybody, today let's talk about your week on YouTube trademark. Yeah, that's what we do here.
The best segment on planet Earth of every podcast, of every nation.
I agree.
Of every universe.
Whoa.
Multiverse, even.
All right, it's getting a little crazy here.
You know when Thanos snapped his fingers and all the podcasts disappeared? Our stayed. That's how good this segment is.
That is... So, this week on YouTube...
I'm sorry. This is one of those nights.
Oh, man. I had a long day. Okay.
I've had a long week.
6 a.m. I've had a long week, too. Got up at 6 a.m. I've been getting up at, like, really early times, and for 2 of the days in the last 3 days, I went to bed early. And so I was like, okay, go to bed early, wake up early, you're fine. Well, I've been up since 6 a.m. and now it's 3 a.m. on the next day. So you already know tomorrow is going to be great too. But I had to go home and do like more stuff with my family and shit and trying to like deal with all these family issues. So it's been a long day. But I did manage to upload a video, and it's a 10-hour, 12-minute, 45-second super cut of Your Everyday Nerd episodes 1 through 50.
Wow.
And I expected nobody to watch it. I expected everybody to just like go in my Discord and be like, why the fuck are you uploading this 10-hour video? Nobody's gonna watch this shit. But then Patience, good viewer of the channel as well, I know the podcast, she just like watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
In one sitting. Okay.
Just fucking.
Yeah, in one sitting.
Some people, man.
And I mean, this is why, even if your idea is fucking dumb, just upload, just do it anyways, right? You never know.
That's what we learned from that video, everybody.
Yep.
Already into the main topic.
The rest of the week, I'm getting through these Oscar movies for the Best Picture thing, because that's a big topic right now. I got like 3 other videos recorded that I got to edit, and I got 2 more that I have to record. I still got 1 of the movies I got to watch. Other than that,
you want to talk about the big thing?
My first music review. Did that.
Oh yeah, the Ariana Grande video.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was good.
I'm gonna do
like
music
that video.
reviews. I like how it turned out. In the format. What's the big thing? I'm trying to remember what happened this week.
Motherfucking, you're no longer Zack Snyder Productions anymore, dude.
Oh yeah, it's staring me right in the fucking face.
Yeah.
So
I go for the obvious
contemplating
ones
it. Yeah, I've been contemplating it for a few weeks now. And when I first started making Your Everyday Nerd, I was like, this is gonna be a daily show. This is gonna take up basically my entire channel. I can do other videos too, but this is basically what this channel is gonna be. And so I finally made the decision to just rebrand the channel. Instead of Zack Snyder Productions, it's Your Everyday Nerd. People know exactly what they're getting when they subscribe to the channel. And I changed the thumbnails. I made a little logo for it. I think the logo is clever. Hopefully people get it. And yeah, no, I'm excited about it. I think it's a good little step in the right direction for the channel at the size it is now. If I'd, waited till a lot longer, it probably would have been fine, but I like how it's still kind of early in the show, but not like super early.
Never in a million years, in the time I've known you, would I have associated your brand with bright maroon red.
Yeah.
But here we are. 2019 is kind of wild like that.
It's kind of weird. I like the color combination. It's not like favorite color of mine. I had the blue originally as the background, but then blue and yellow didn't work out too well, and I like how yellow sticks out. So yeah, it's definitely different. It's a little strange.
It is. I kind of got freaked out. I'm like, this isn't the Zach I know. Red and yellow, like,
yeah.
Even though like the thumbnails are basically the same, they're just different borders and the logos now on
right.
there. But red and yellow, man, like those are Jay the Zoomster colors. That's what I think of when I think red and yellow. I don't think Zach immediately, so I'll have to get used to that.
Yeah, I have to get used to it because usually when I go like log into one of my like 7 channels that I'm managers of, I see that blue background with my old face on it, and I'm like, okay, that's what I need to go to, and now I have to like get readjusted to that because this is my main YouTube channel. This is what I used to watch everything, right? Mm-hmm. But I like how it turned out. I think it
looks good. I think, and I think it's smart that you made the decision not when your everyday nerd took off or started, but rather you waited until like at least 50 or so episodes to be like, okay, your everyday nerd is now like half the channel.
Yeah,
it's what
exactly.
I love doing. I've proven the format. I've proven it can be successful, and it's still what I want to do. Now I'm going to make the change. Because I feel like a lot of people get the idea, like, I'm going to go rebrand my channel, or I'm going to start a series, or whatever. And they do it all, and then realize they hate doing it, right?
Exactly.
Because they haven't proven it or tested it yet. So I like, even though it took you longer to rebrand from Zack Snyder Productions to Your Everyday Nerd, there was a good reason behind it. And it's because you actually love the show, and it's done well for you. So I think the timing of that was great.
Thanks. I like how Yeah, like I said, I like how it turned out. I went ahead and changed my banner, added in the little I have a Sunday slot because I'm going to be doing that soon. Hopefully I can actually get on schedule one of these days, and you know, I feel like January and February have been a lot better than it could have gone. So I'm not too worried about that. Of course, this does bring the question, will I do other videos? Will I do bigger videos that we're going to actually talk about in today's main topic? And I think that I will do other content at some point, but when I set out to do Your Everyday Nerd and when I set out to make it daily, I was like, this is going to be my main focus throughout the entirety of 2019. Everything else is just going to get pushed to the side just because I want to make this work. I want to make this happen. And so if the inspiration hits to do another Pokemon waifus video, I'll do it. And it'll be uploaded to this channel because it's still my main channel. And I think that'll be fine because I think as long as it's worth watching and can still get, like, analytics wise, as long as it can still, like, get the same amount of views as everything else that I'm doing, then we'll be fine.
Right. Because they're not like tacked on videos. They're like really hard work projects that just don't happen to fit the scope of Your Everyday Nerd.
Exactly.
It's like as long as those gambles pay off, like it's totally fine to do that. And it might be a thing that'll get easier too once you have like a team to like help you with that, so you can work on those bigger projects on the side, or
I think
you're able to get a schedule down or stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, I think right now the big like career goal is to just be able to do Your Everyday Nerd full time, right? Not have to worry about freelancing, not have to worry about anything else to pay the bills. That'd be really dope, of course. And then when I'm able to do that, it'll be a lot easier to put out daily videos, and then I can start working on bigger projects. Then, if I feel so inclined to do so. But even then, I think one of the big focuses I'm gonna have is just making the show better, right? Just doing more with it and making it just a little bit better each and every day.
I feel you. It's a good goal to have.
Yeah. That's been my week of lots of work, lots of family stuff. Just trying to stay afloat, really. I mean, I feel like that's gonna be the entirety of the year, and it's like a little like disappointing that I'm like trying to make this thing happen and it's working. It's just staying afloat mentally and trying to keep on top of everything it's gonna be tough, but
it's a hard fucking balance.
Yeah,
don't blame you.
I'm gonna keep at it.
Keep throwing them punches, keep getting hit, bob and weave.
Yeah.
Boxing.
And then I wrote an article this morning, and we'll talk about that when we get to the main topic, because that's what inspired the main topic.
Yeah. We'll get into that as always.
Yeah.
That it?
That is it.
That is it. Okay. So I guess I'll start with the side stuff first, like I usually do. Lions Honor Gaming made it through another week.
Yeah.
The channel has not been closed down yet, so that's a plus.
Oh yeah, it's getting there, but you know,
we're getting there. But you know, slowly but surely, there are videos that are coming out. I thought to kind of spice things up a little bit in this dry relationship that I would make a little survey, a Lions Honor Gaming survey.
Yeah.
Asking 3 questions. The first question: which series would you want us to continue? And I just threw everything in there. Even like done ones. The second question is, what games would you like to see us play? And the third one is, do you have any feedback or suggestions? I haven't checked it since posting it. Live. Yeah, I'm going to check it right now. I have no idea if it's done well or not, but a
lot of people have said they went on.
I'm curious.
Hit it. Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll see right now. Basically, fucking... we got another Fire Emblem up. Zach missed 2 days. And then the weekend stuff.
Actually,
yeah,
fucking, let's tell the truth.
Okay.
Let's tell the truth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kyle and Jay are supposed to have a series that has never started yet.
That's true.
So, that happened. And me being the replacement for like literally one more day, because I only have one more video left for that fucking Until Dawn series. I didn't upload that on Tuesday, and then Wednesday happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oof. Let me tell you.
Which is the Fire Red Day.
Which is the Fire Red Day. That didn't happen because... Fuck, dude.
And?
I don't even have excuses anymore. It's just like, literally the same shit.
Yeah.
Again, trying to stay afloat. And then Thursday came, and I was like, yo, fuck Let's Plays. And I was
You really
like,
did
by
type
the
that
way,
in the mod chat.
by the way, check out part 13 of Pokemon Fire Red, everybody. Yeah.
So I pulled it up. There's 8 responses as of now.
Hype.
What do you want to know? Like, what results you want to know?
Do
you want me to even share them live? Like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, share them live. I'm curious.
Okay. So as far as question number 1, which series should we continue? Select all that applies. So you could select multiple options if you want. Some people just picked one. Others pick like multiple ones. First place is actually a tie.
Really?
Between Pokemon Fire Red, yay, and Dark Souls Remastered, which I kind of expected and predicted.
Beautiful.
I didn't think people still cared. That's clearly not the case. Second place is Roblox at 6 votes, which isn't a finished series. It could come back at any day. And then third place, and this made me happy, was the Brawl series. There's 5 people who voted for that.
Nice. That's doing pretty well so far.
Pretty much everything got a vote except for Until Dawn. I don't think anybody voted for Until Dawn or Attack on Titan. Nobody voted for those two.
That boosts my ego a lot. Nobody's watching it. I'm not even surprised. It fucking should have been done in like literally the first month that it was uploaded. And yeah.
And in other news, the Fire Emblem series are tied at 3 for both.
So one of them's dead.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Splatoon 2 and Sonic 2 are tied at 3.
That's cool.
Yoshi's Island has 4. That surprised me a little bit.
Nice.
Super Mario Brothers Deluxe has 2, which is funny because that one literally has Finale slapped on it.
That's beautiful.
And then Stick Fight got 1. So, yeah, not bad. I think that tells us a little bit about like where we're going and what series people like. I think what made me the happiest was seeing that Brawl and Yoshi still have audiences and that people want to see them.
Yeah.
Which is good. As far as Roblox and Dark Souls, we'll cross that bridge, I guess. When we get to it.
Now,
and people like Fire Red still. I like that people still like Fire Red.
That's good. I still like Fire Red.
Yeah.
I should point out that for the audience, just in case nobody knows, we run a gaming channel. That's kind of a big thing that we've been trying to do in the last like 6 months. And there's 5 of us on there now, and our kind of connection to our audience is kind of weird. I don't feel like we've definitely had some new people come to the channel. We just haven't really talked to them. There's the newer people haven't really come onto the Discord that we made. The Discord that we have is pretty inactive because most of those people are in mine or Aden's Discord.
It's true.
It feels very one-sided right now because it's still such a brand new channel with a very small audience. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like we have that many big expectations of it. Right now, we're just trying to put out videos. I feel like the audience doesn't really have any big expectations of us. They just watch what we put out. Some of them do, right? And some of the content is watched. Not everything is getting the same amount of views because it's different people, different series. So it's a weird little experiment. Definitely different from our regular channels.
For sure. And going off of that, the final question, are there any ways we could improve? Most people were like, nah, y'all are fine, which is surprising. Like,
That's
people who do watch it like it. The only suggestions was James wanted a collab. So, that was funny. Calfro wanted himself.
Nice. I like Calfro.
Somebody said to be more consistent. And then somebody, and this is something I hadn't thought of, I think don't upload as many too close together because I get lost and can't keep up with them. Which is something I didn't even consider until they brought it up. And then I forgot who that was.
Huh.
But that was an interesting point. Like, we do like one series every day. Do they get lost? Like, how does that work out? Especially if you're not like notified with a notification bell. How many do you get?
That's weird.
Huh. As far as game suggestions are concerned, Calfro commented, "Play Brawl Stars with Calfro."
Nice. We
got Apex Legends in here.
Okay.
Hollow Knight, Doom 2016, any Gen 4 Pokemon game. That was patient.
I wonder who all of these are.
Asura's Wrath. I don't know about that game at all.
That's James. It's a PS3 game. He's actually recommended it to me before.
You guys should try maybe some Persona if you like RPG story games. Okay. Wild.
Okay.
Hollow Knight, Cuphead, Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically, and Sonic Mania.
I could do Kingdom Hearts 2. That's interesting.
So that's all we have so far as responses are concerned. But it's been a little eye opening for sure.
I feel like that was a response that was like, quit your channel. I feel like that was a response that
for which one?
For one of them.
I don't see one.
Really?
Yeah.
My Mimi response didn't make it through. That's unfortunate.
There was someone who put none with the laughing emoji and then stop with the laughing emoji.
Yeah, that was it. That was me.
But it wouldn't quit.
It was good.
So somebody replied, "Nah, you hot," to ways we could improve.
Nice.
So that was good. But yeah, I think just to sum it up, kind of what you said, like basically the audience for this is us and the people who like us, right?
Right. Like our mega fans almost, right?
It's never had its own legs to stand on, unfortunately, and that's partially our fault.
That's true. We haven't really put in as much effort as we could with this channel.
Sure. But on a brighter note, we're getting close to 100 uploads, like in a week or two.
Yeah, that's true.
We're like at 91. Crazy. So we will have gotten farther than most Let's Play channels once we hit that mark, which is crazy. And I don't even think we're in the worst scenario, like 45 subs, 100 videos. Most of them get like a view or two.
I honestly, that's what I expected. Right? Yeah. I actually expected it to do worse. I expected like nobody to watch anything.
So real talk here. Like I feel like you and me, every time we talk about Lions Honor Gaming in this podcast, mainly, we're always a little bit disappointed. But like you brought up, like there really is no reason we should be. Like, why do you think we are so much? Is it an expectations thing? Is it like, man, I wish we were bigger, or is it like? Is it our own failings? Like, why do you think we are like that? I'm genuinely curious. I'm not blaming anybody here. I'm just genuinely curious.
think I'm personally disappointed in the channel at all.
Sure.
I think for me personally, I'll be 100% with you. I'm disappointed that I'm not as much into this channel as I would like to be. Mm-hmm. And I do think a big part of that is just where I am right now in life. Like, there's just been so much going on in the last few months since we started the channel. And it's like, we had that first month and a half that like went really well. We had new videos, we were getting new subscribers, everybody was watching everything. It was dope. And even like the subscriber and the viewer thing, I didn't even think about that as much as I did. We're getting out videos, right?
Right.
It was all brand new. It was fresh. And I was excited to be doing Let's Plays. Right now, I'm not really in the mindset of being excited to do Let's Plays. And that's disappointing to me because I did Let's Plays for 5 years on my own.
Yeah.
And so I should still like enjoy it as much as I did. And so I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get out of this.
Was a wild time.
Yeah, for sure.
To say the least. We were all kind of in that like magic moment. Like, hey, let's do something. And we did. But then, like, after that summer period, we're like, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a problem with me, too, of being like, new thing? Hell yeah. Support it? New thing. My brain does that all the fucking time. I'm like, Aiden, you have 4 fucking... You know what? I just tweeted this recently. I tweeted, not gonna lie. Some days I wake up, think I should drop everything and become a PokeTuber.
I saw
because
that.
I genuinely think in my mind that like that probably could be a better use of time, and because I really want to like make the assets for that right now and I want to make videos for it right now, but I can't at all because I'm like doing 8 other things and I'm like, you really got to be on track more. But like no, I'm just like, no, fuck it, let me do the new thing again. I'm like, Aiden, this isn't a productive mindset to have.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I don't know what that is. And I felt that with Lions Honor when it was new. And now it's just like, that's old news. We work on another new thing.
See, I feel the opposite.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like I want to drop things and just be super focused on like one or two things. And I usually don't feel that way. I usually like having 1,000 things going on. But then I dropped college, right? And that took out like so many things in my life, made things more focused. But then I'm still doing like all this freelance work and, you know, trying to keep that going, and the family stuff that's going on right now. That's obviously occupying my mind a lot. And and it just puts me in this mindset. I'm like, man, I kind of wish I could drop Lions Honor Gaming because I don't have as much, you know, I don't have as much put into it, right? Or I kind of want to drop. I mean, I've already dropped a lot of things, right? We dropped some of the podcasts.
We're running out. We're running out of stuff.
And it's weird. It's wild. But it's like, I think, how dope would it be to just do Your Everyday Nerd and this podcast? Because I still really love doing this podcast every week. Or, you know, consistency, LOL. But I don't know. And I think another problem is we started the Lions Honor Gaming channel with Jay. And I'm still super good friends with Jay. Like, he's honestly one of my best friends.
We make fun of him a lot, but we genuinely like great human being. I talk to this dude every single fucking day. He's a good guy.
Definitely. But it's like, he's not into this right now. And he's got issues that are going on in life. He's had his computer fuck up like a million times really recently. And they're genuine excuses. Like, these are things that he had no control over, but he's also just not into it right now. And it's like, I kind of wished he was into it a little bit more. Cause it'd be dope to be excited with him about this thing.
That's true.
But that's not the case right now. And I mean, it is what it is, right?
It's so crazy to me, like, hearing you be like, man, I really just want to do this one thing. I really want to niche down and do this one thing. Because, like, weird. All my time of knowing you, 2018 Zach would have never fucking uttered words like that. 2018 Zach would have been like, yeah, let's do all these collab projects and college and this and, like, another YouTube podcast and a side channel and, like, all this other shit. And, like, through talking to you and knowing you and us both going on our journeys has been an almost complete turnaround where it's like, if everything got canceled and it was just Your Everyday Nerd in this, I'd be okay. Like, 2018 Zach would have never, ever said something like that. But, like, weird. I totally understand why. Like, it didn't come out of nowhere, obviously. It's just, like, not the person I knew last year for a while.
You know what? But
it was gradual, too.
Weird.
It was very gradual. Yeah. It didn't happen overnight. Let me say that.
I mean, this is honestly like 7 years, right, of YouTube.
Right.
And it's we've talked about burnout before, and I think part of it is burnout. But it's not burnout in the traditional sense of like most YouTubers that deal with burnout, because I still like making videos. I still like doing what I'm doing. But it's the fact that I was doing so much, especially last year, right?
Yeah.
In 2017 even. And it's like, when you're doing that much, it's hard to focus on any one thing and make it really good.
That's true.
And I think another part is I want to be able to do more. But I also want to be able to do more for me. And one of the things that I've really kind of gotten myself into over the last couple of years is doing so much for the benefit of trying to make it into content, trying to turn it into value, doing all that kind of stuff. I've kind of put music on this like back burner for like almost a year now. But I picked my trumpet up the other day and I was like, this is kind of fun. I kind of want to do this again. I started reading again recently. It's like, I kind of want to do that every single day. It's just like these little hobbies of mine that I've had for like fucking forever. And I'd like to do more of it. I'd like to make that part of my like daily routine without having to make it be a thing. And it can always be a thing again one day, right?
Right.
Like, it's completely cool with that. But also, I don't have time to do that. I can't pick up my trumpet every day. I can't read every day because I don't have the time. I don't have the energy to make that happen. So it's
true.
I want to stream again. I really want to stream again. I streamed the other day. It was fun. Oh, I didn't talk about that this week.
Yeah, you did. I didn't know you streamed.
Yeah, streamed the Nintendo Direct. A master rated it. There was like 30 people in there watching. Wow. Not much talking in the chat. There was 30 people there, so that was kind of pretty cool. And it's like I want to start streaming again. That was the thing that I had to put on the back burner because of the family stuff. But I like playing video games. I like streaming. I like talking to people through that thing. But it's like, do I really have the time to make that regular? I don't know, right? And it's kind of frustrating. So I don't know. It's a weird little. Yeah, go ahead.
I guess one last thing about Lions Honor Gaming, then I'll get off the tangent. Because there really isn't much to say after this. I promise you. One last thing I wanted to say is that channel's also in a weird spot in that, like, it very much started out as a thing for me, you, and Jay to just, like, play games, right? That's what it started out as. And turned into so many different things for so many different people. Like...
Yeah.
You know, do me and you view it the same way that Parker and Kyle do? I don't think so. Right. I think they see it as an opportunity, as a platform, as a way to get people into their own stuff or transition into bigger content. Kyle the other day, fucking like, hey, I'm going to go down to 1 LP and start doing For Fun and Profit like more often. I'm like, whoa, okay. Yeah. Would that have happened in a world where Lions Honor Gaming doesn't exist? You know?
I don't think so, right?
Where there wasn't a platform for that to happen? You know? Would more people not know about Parker or Parker's fan base not know about us had Lions Honor Gaming not been a thing? Right? So it's very clearly become a thing where, like, it's about playing games, yeah. But we keep it up because it means so much to so many other fucking people. More than it does to me and you, honestly.
Definitely.
You know? Does Lions Honor Gaming provide me with anything? No. Do I get anything out of it? Not really. Do I see the impact that it has on other people and want to keep that going? Absolutely. Right? And so it's kind of shifted a little bit. And not necessarily in a bad way either. I think there's a lot of good things to come from it that don't impact me at all.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
But does that make sense to do? Right? Does that make sense to put your time into, especially if you're not as passionate about it anymore? That's a tough ball game. You got to weigh your own interests versus other people's interests. And we're all clearly at very different levels of it. I am a little bit more, Jay's a little bit less. You're kind of indecisive in the middle. Kyle and Parker want to do more all the time.
Yeah, which is awesome because, like, one of my main goals with my career, right, is not just I want to be able to be a creator and live on my own and like do that kind of stuff. It's I want to be able to help other creators. I want to be able to empower other creators. Like, there's so much negativity on this platform. So much negativity. And it's like, if I'm able to give people a platform to do what they want to do, and eventually I would like to, you know, give them the opportunity to, like, make that their living, that'd be fucking awesome, right?
It would.
And Lions Honor, this whole brand thing that I created like 3 years ago, was like the start of that. It was, I want to be able to, like, turn this into something big. And then it gradually turning into Lions Honor Gaming, I think, has been really dope. I like seeing Kyle and Parker excited about it. And like I mentioned earlier, I'd love to see Jay get excited about it again. I'd love to see myself get super excited about it again. But part of me wonders... No, part of me knows we got too serious about it really early on.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we set ourselves up for failure multiple times.
We could have easily just made, like... We could have easily been like, we like doing Let's Plays. We want to play games with each other. We don't want to have them on our own channel anymore. Let's just fucking do old school Let's Plays. Let's just fucking record the thing, minimum editing, upload the fucking thing without a good thumbnail, and just go with it. Mm-hmm. We could have done that. It's
possible.
But instead, like... I know it's for me. It probably is for you too at this point in like your YouTube career, quote in air quotes, right? I kind of wonder, like, we see things as like getting more professional on our own channels. That when we start a brand new channel, we're like, yo, we can start this brand new channel and it can have professional looking thumbnails and fucking goofy faces that are cartoons. It can
have all these social medias that we don't use.
Social medias and daily
a Discord
uploads.
That's inactive. A Twitter that doesn't update. We can do like 30 different things, hypothetically, if we had all the time in the world, which you were to talk to August 2018, Zach and me. That's technically true. It wasn't sustainable.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because it was at that point I was thinking, dude, I've done Let's Plays for 6 years. I know I can fucking do a fucking Let's Play 3 times a week. That's easy.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, bruh, I didn't have time to edit this one fucking 30-minute video.
Nothing video that took like 2
what?
seconds.
Come on.
Yeah.
So part of it's definitely my laziness, right? That's laziness. And again, I can have all the good excuses in the world, but yeah, that's laziness. And I accept that.
Anyway.
It's a weird spot.
To end it off, we're going to be having a meeting about it. I guess I'll update you guys on that. As far as other stuff that I've done, it really isn't a whole lot. Aden on Anchor still going. Still daily as always. I'm doing Oscar movie stuff because I'm never going to be able to talk about it on my own channel.
I need to listen to the newest one, actually. I haven't listened to it yet.
There's going to be 2 more for the Monday episode. You hyped on that. College was weird. It's just like, I came to the realization that I have 1 more year left because junior. And there's 17 classes left that I need to take to pass. Now, you do the math on that.
Ooh.
And that didn't work out quite as often. Ooh. I did think that I'd give myself a better chance
17 classes or 17 credits?
17 classes, not credits.
Fuck, dude.
Classes.
Fuck.
I thought about it in my head, and I'm like, well, technically summer semester is a thing, and if you split that up by like 5 and then the other 2 6, it's technically possible. But I don't know if they offer that or whatever. So that's been a back and forth of like, okay, what if a year goes by and I don't finish it? Then what's the move? And I'm like, I know what I want to do. I don't know what other people want to do.
What do you want to do?
And I'm like, I don't want to fucking... If it doesn't happen in a year, it doesn't happen in a year. I'm not losing sleep over it. It's not a thing where, like, I'm personally disappointed in myself, right?
Do you want to finish it, or do you want to just say, it's all good?
I'd be okay with either, I'd be okay with doing it for another semester. I'd be okay with moving on with my life and coming back to it when I'm 30, right? It's like going to be 2 or 3 classes, nothing classes, that don't matter at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, whatever. That's not where my mind goes to. My mind goes to all the other people that I've done it for, right?
Right.
The parents, the relatives I don't talk to, the funding, the teachers, the UT summer people, like that smaller college that I started at and then boosted to that. All the friends I know, like, it never went to me, right? I'm like, what happens to them in that year? Am I suddenly different in their public perception? Am I a different, am I a failure at that point? Like, where do I fit in that? And then I, like, get the notice from Ethan or whatever. Like, he's moving out in August. I'm like, holy shit.
Really? Damn.
He's just gonna move out and live with his girlfriend, so. Alright. And I'm like, fuck, man. What am I? I thought you would have asked Aiden like a couple of months ago or maybe a year ago, like, oh yeah, I got it all figured out. I'm gonna move in with Zach. I'm gonna do YouTube. Fuck college. Whatever, man. You go to Aiden now, and I'm like, God, fuck. I'm gonna be like 23. I'm gonna be 23, or no, 22. God, I don't even know my own age. I'm gonna be 22 this year, and still be nowhere closer. The whole year's gonna go by, and I'm gonna be nowhere closer to where I want to be, in any aspect whatsoever. And so that threw my whole college week into a weird thing where, like, I have to care because I'm missing some classes and I need to, like, show up to them. But I also don't anymore. So,
yeah.
College was wild this week. Which means, unfortunately, sadly, back to the video games didn't get done. I did start the plans, and I Parker got me some things. I have an idea for a bigger episode that I want to do, but it's going to take more than a week. So
that's fine.
Maybe next week. But I'm inspired by an idea. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it exactly. It's kind of a weird one. But yeah, that's basically been it with me, honestly. On top of like doing Lines on Our Gaming,
type thing.
Aden on Acre, wondering where I'm going to be in a year. You know, the usual. I did pretty good at a Smash Ultimate tournament. I won 2 matches instead of 1. So that was pretty good. But yeah, that's me. That's all I have, really. I don't know, I'm in a weird place. I always feel like I am, normally.
Can I give you some, like, a little bit of advice?
Go right ahead, Chief.
So, I would argue, it's not even an argument, I would just say, you asked the question, like, what's going to happen to all those people that you're doing college for, right? That you're planning on graduating for, right? What's going to happen to all those people? And I can tell you, like, literally exactly what's going to happen to all those people because I've been in that position. Family members are going to certain family members are going to be potentially disappointed, but they're going to get over it.
Sure.
Because whatever you do decide to do is going to make you happier, and you're going to realize that, hey, that degree didn't mean shit with what I wanted to do, right? There's that. And I'm not even saying don't graduate. I'm not saying drop out of college. I'm not saying any of that, because I say you do what you're going to do, right? Do what you want to do there. But as far as like the people that are in your life, friends are still going to be your friends. I didn't lose any friends over this. Teachers are going to be disappointed. Some of them are. Some of them are going to understand exactly where you're coming from. But that's just because that's their profession, right? Like, they do that job because they want to see people graduate. And a lot of them are a lot older, so they don't understand that this is the world that we live in, where you can still be successful with a degree. And at the end of the day, what actually matters is not whether you graduate or not. It's not whether you get a degree or not. It's like, are you going to be happy with whatever you're doing? And are you going to be able to like keep going, right? Because I felt when I decided like a year and a half, when I had like a year and a half left of college, and I basically made the decision without telling anybody that I wasn't going to graduate, that entire year and a half became something completely different, which I appreciated, because had I went with graduation, I feel like I would have been in a worse off place. It's true. I mean, I wouldn't have planned on, like, I wouldn't have necessarily planned on moving in with you and Damien, like we had discussed around the time that we did. I wouldn't have been able to become a teacher because I didn't actually have the right degree to do that. So I'd have to go back and do more school to actually get a degree that would be worth getting a traditional job. So I was in this weird place. I would have been in a super weird place, and potentially like harmful place, I think, especially with the family stuff that happened recently. Like, man, I don't even want to know what could have happened had I actually graduated and not had a stable job or anything like that. Instead, that last year and a half turned into, wait, I can just like hang out with friends, and like, yeah, I still fucking hate that I'm disappointing a lot of people. Like, that still kept going. But I also realized that I was a little happier because I was like, I know what I'm going to do. And maybe it won't work out exactly the way I need it to be. Maybe it won't work out. Maybe it won't work out.
Yeah,
right?
in general.
But I was enjoying the process, and I'm still enjoying the process, and I'm still like, you know, trying to make it. And I think I just think I'm in a better place than if I had brute forced my way through everything. Maybe that helps. I don't know.
No, it was really well spoken. There's a lot of comfort in there. I think I'm also a little, and this isn't a shocker, a little too hard on myself too, of being like, okay, you say it doesn't matter to you, Aiden, but it clearly fucking does. Otherwise, you wouldn't be putting this much stress on yourself and getting up at fucking crack of dawn to do it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you can say you're not a fan of college, but like, your actions don't clearly map that out. But I don't know, I feel like I have that debate in my head like every week of what could possibly happen. And a lot of it probably doesn't matter, and a lot of it's probably harmful. But it doesn't change anything. And especially in the moment, it feels real, even if it's not at all.
I get that.
But who knows? I think about like whether or not it works out or not. Like the thought keeps going through my head. If I at least stick through it, if I at least wake up every day, if I at least make an effort to something, whether that's college or not, I don't know. Eventually, it'll work out to the point where in 5 years or so, I'll be happier than I am now. And maybe that's naive, and maybe that's like not really based on anything, but like there definitely is a little bit of hope in my head of being like, it's got to get better than this, right?
Right.
Nothing can be worse than where it's at now. And the idea of something better, even when I'm not doing the best, helps me a lot.
I think another good thing to realize is that even if you do fail at whatever, like, you're still not going to be in a bad place. Like, you've got your family that I'm sure you're able to go home to, right?
True.
You've got a place here. Like I've told you, like you can still come move in with me and Damien, right? So it's like you got somewhere to go, and that's a big issue for a lot of people. Like a lot of people feel like if I don't graduate, I'm not gonna be able to like move back home. If I don't graduate, I'm not gonna be able to like. So, I think that's something to think about as well. That like even if you do fail at college or fail at whatever it may be, I like failing's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah, we've discussed that
a lot. Yeah. We've talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like keeping that as a mindset is also very difficult. Yeah. I mean, I still have that problem, right?
Do you still get school nightmares for like papers and projects that?
Bro, holy shit! I
gotta turn this in. Oh wait, I'm not in college.
I had a nightmare the other week where I woke up and I was in my college dorm room, not apartment. I was in my college dorm room, and there was like 10 people in there, just like from high school and college, and there was like a couple teachers there, and they were just like talking about all this school shit, and I was like, man, woke up in a cold sweat. Like, this is not okay.
Oh gosh.
Man.
But yeah, thanks for the advice, honestly.
Cool.
I don't think I have it the worst, or that like I'm even that bad off in the grand scheme of things, and the people that are out there who have nowhere to go to or shit like that. Like, you know, you got to keep in mind that there's people out there looking out for you, trying to help you, and that those intentions mean something, even if it somehow puts additional stress on you.
right, for sure.
I do feel like I'm genuinely surrounded by good people on both ends, so I'm lucky in that aspect for sure.
That's good.
So
I'll say just like briefly to like relate this to the audience, because I know it's
go ahead.
This is
I'm done pretty much. So I'm done.
But I mean, like, again, like we talked about before, like this section of the podcast is like, this is real shit that happens because we're YouTubers, and it just so happens that when you make videos on YouTube, you end up with this whole other responsibility that adds a lot of stress to your life. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just all like, I'm a creator and I get to make videos and it's really fun. Like, it is, but it's also
it started out that way is the thing, but gradually over time, the more and more you put into it, you look back and you're like, whoa, holy shit.
It becomes a lot like a really big part of your life. And yeah, so hopefully you guys can take something out of that as well. If you're contemplating quitting YouTube, even, like, some people contemplate that, maybe that discussion helped you as well, because I feel like it's very similar.
Yeah. There's definitely people in the reverse camp, I feel.
Definitely.
Who want to do college but feel like they're obligated to some creative art that they don't enjoy anymore.
Right.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's it for that segment.
I am going to quit YouTube this week, so...
You really going to do it?
No.
You really going to
do it? I'm excited for it.
Consistently and on time.
Consistently quitting YouTube every single day. But that was the segment. We're gonna go into the main topic. Woo! 3:46 a.m.
Yeah, boy.
I'm so excited. All right. So earlier today, I was analyzing some of my videos, and I was like, I want to write. I was gonna make like a tweet thread. It's just like, here's some of the biggest videos, and here how I can help you get more views if you're a small YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, I could just write a fucking article about this, because I've been like getting into writing some articles and shit. So I went through my like top 18 most viewed videos, analyzed them, put them in an article. I'll leave that in the description box below if you guys are interested. But I mentioned this to Aden and was like, yo, we could turn this into a topic and talk about all of our most viewed videos and how there's lessons attached to them. But not all of our most viewed videos have lessons to them. So instead, we're going to talk about our favorites, our least favorites. The whole principle here is that each of these videos that we talk about today have something that has taught us a core lesson about really anything, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Go read the article. It's good shit. And without any further ado, I guess I'm going to kick it off to you, because you're the guy who kind of came up with the idea, like, what's a video? I'm not going to say most important, because that's a lot of pressure. What's a video that taught you some lesson or value?
So I'll talk about my favorite video right now, based on a YouTube analytics side of things, as well as like creative thing. I did a video of episode of Your Everyday Nerd about Seinfeld. And it was super random, but the channel Fine Brothers Entertainment did a little Seinfeld video asking the question, does it hold up? And it was with a bunch of like people our age watching Seinfeld episodes for the first time, some of them for the first time ever. And they were asking them, do these hold up? And the video was controversial because a lot of the kids were like, these jokes couldn't be made in 2019 because they'll be massacred for being insensitive, whatever. So it got a lot of dislikes. It was pretty controversial. The channel H3H3 did a video about it and was like, fuck these kids. They don't know what they're talking about. Seinfeld's a great show. And I was like, I've never really watched the show before. I do a show about nerd culture and reviewing things. Let me review the same episodes of Seinfeld, put both of their names in the fucking thumbnail and the title, and see if it does anything. And it's the first episode of Your Everyday Nerd to almost reach 1,000 views. It's got like 999 right now or some shit like that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's still growing. 998 views. Pretty crazy. Didn't expect it. The funniest thing is that I uploaded, it's supposed to be a Throwback Thursday episode, something before the year 2000. I talk about it on Thursdays. I uploaded it on Saturday.
Mad lad.
I got comments pointing that out because of course I did. But I just think it's funny that this is the video that's done the best out of this series. Even though it was out on the wrong day. Even though this topic was actually like a month old when I did it. But I was like, I think this would be cool. I think it'd be a fun episode to do. I'm going to go ahead and just put it out anyways. And
even though you never saw Seinfeld before at all. Or like
ever.
Even knew you were going to like it or not. Right?
Right.
There were a lot of variables there of like things that could have gone wrong that didn't. and risk taking pays off. So
I think so, yeah. And so like that was like the biggest lesson for a lot of videos that I've done in the past that have done really well, is that whenever I come up with an idea, whether I think it's good or bad, if it's an idea that I am able to put into, like, make an actual video of it, I always upload it. I've never like deleted a video and not just, or just kept a video on my hard drive. I've always uploaded it because I think like maybe somebody will watch it. They don't, whatever, I have tomorrow, right?
mm-hmm.
That was the biggest takeaway. And then the other takeaway was how a smaller YouTuber can get more views on their channel. Look at trending topics that you're able to like use as a framework for whatever you do on your channel, and then, you know, make a video about it. And if you're able to do it in a way that's also evergreen, this show right here, Your Everyday Nerd, I'm able to, like, if anybody wants to hear my thoughts on a few episodes of Seinfeld, like, it's still there. They can still do that.
Right.
And so it's still kind of evergreen in that sense. So the tags are really like worked out really well. People are still going to be looking up Seinfeld in the future, I guess. And so the video should continue to perform as long as it's online.
Very true.
So that's it. Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a bit of a recent one. Not go too far back, or at least right away.
Right, for sure.
I'm going to go with one of my favorite videos of last year. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown Blue Couch Reviews episode. I think we've talked about it before on the podcast, but in case you don't know the story of this one, Halloween's coming up in like a couple of days. I'm at college, obviously, like on campus, whatever. And in my room, I have like a bunch of VHSs, VHS DVD player, have it all hooked up. I can record stuff, whatever. Like, I want to do like a Halloween video. And originally, it was going to be like Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island was my original plan. And that didn't work out. Because I'm like, that's a long movie. I ain't going to be able to watch all this. And then it turned into, yo, fucking Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown's fucking amazing. I watch this shit every Halloween. I have nostalgic value to it because I grew up on it as a kid. I still have the VHS. Ooh, even better, I already recorded it because I like keeping digital copies of VHS tapes for some stupid reason. Nice. What if I make a video about it day before Halloween? I'm like, let's go. All right, let's get the thumbnail done. Let's chop up the clips. What am I going to talk about? Notepad. Start writing shit down. Just anything that comes to mind. Like, I'm watching it as it's playing, writing shit down. Have a few key points that I want to talk about. I watch a couple other reviews of what other people have talked about, kind of seeing what I'm going to go up against hypothetically. Some people make some good points. There's a lot of not that. There's a lot of bad Charlie Brown reviews out there, believe it or not. Got my camera. I'm like, yo, it's fucking pretty outside, fall, gorgeous. Let's just go film some B-roll of just random shit. I go outside. I go to a Walmart parking lot. Because believe it or not, they don't have cameras there, so you can do whatever you want, basically. Not saying that, but I'm saying that. I go over there, I like film some of the leaves, I film some of the trees, I go back to my college campus, there's more of that shit there. I get some zoom ins, all this great stuff. I bring it back, and then I record the voiceover, because I obviously, can't record it in my dorm, at least on camera. Record the voiceover, edit the bits together, make a thumbnail, upload it on Halloween. Noon. Yeah. Straight time, off scheduled and everything. Show it to a few family members, show it to the people who watch my stuff. And for 19 minutes, Blue Couch Productions 2018 content, some of the best you're going to get, honestly. I really like that video. Really, really like that video. I hadn't done a Blue Couch reviews in a while, and I've never done one on a short before. I don't really talk about movies that often. Especially not like TV or shorts, like rarely. And they usually don't work out. But what that video taught me more than anything, and this is something that like everybody should take advantage of. If you have an idea, go for it. If you have just an inkling of an idea, before you even contemplate in your head, is this good or not? Is this going to work? Is this algorithmically okay? How am I going to film it? How am I going to shoot it? Don't even think about it and just go. right? The thing I learned in that video was how can I make something in less than 24 hours and it still be good? How? Stream of consciousness. Every little thought that came into my head throughout the process. Oh, maybe I can add this. Maybe I can add that. That was one of the videos that had animations in it, so like things move. That was just me like fucking around with like Vegas transitions and animations and being like, oh, this looks cool. Add it to everything, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you were to ask me to make that video today in like 24 hours, it probably would be different. Like the choices I made in that period of time impacted the video in ways that wouldn't have been a thing if I had done it in a week or a month or had planned it out or had scripted it or anything like that. Because it was so fast, because it was so quick, I was able to produce something that I felt was like truly unique in my own voice, and didn't procrastinate on it. And I think that's valuable, especially if you feel like creatively drained or feel like you don't make anything. Just try that out. Like, give yourself 24 hours, make a video, whatever idea comes to your head, go for it. Take that risk, because it does pay off. That video has 83 views. It's 3 months old. Rewatched it recently. It's still good. Yeah, I'm a fan of it.
It's amazing how much you can get done in a short time.
Yeah.
If you go like 110% into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like everybody that makes videos, that we know how long it takes to do things, but usually it ends up taking a lot longer because we procrastinate or we're not completely 100% creatively into it. It's something I've had to deal with my show, right? It's daily, and that's like a thing that I have to, if I'm not 100% into it, maybe that episode doesn't feel 100% complete to me. It won't necessarily be, the audience may not necessarily notice, but it's something that you kind of realize.
Right.
But like you said, like going 100% into it within 24 hours, putting out a video from start to finish, like that's so dope. And it's something that I've only ever done a few times, but when I do it, just like you said, it turns out to be really good.
I agree. I think the only breaks I took was to eat and sleep. Aside from that, though. Oh, classes here and there. I didn't have a lot, thankfully. So
yeah,
it was very like stream of consciousness, go, 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 go. And I want to do more stuff like that more often in 2019 when I can.
That'd be really dope.
Next video.
Really like that video. So I'm gonna pull something out that you won't expect.
Ooh, curveball.
I think it'll be funny. But I think it also definitely taught me quite a few lessons. On May 31st, 2011,
Ooh,
I uploaded my very first YouTube video. It is currently private.
Oh.
Nobody can see it but me.
Oh.
I like to keep it that way.
Damn.
But in 2011, for some odd reason, I decided to make a YouTube channel. I was inspired by other channels, whatever. Music was the only thing I really knew. So I was like, I'm going to upload a piano cover of Linkin Park's Numb.
Hell yeah.
And it got 129 views in the 5 years that it was uploaded. It is 3 minutes and 27 seconds. It's in 480p.
Yes.
I fucking start the video looking like a fucking dork.
I love it.
Child.
I love it.
I start talking. I take out an earbud because I had the AirPods in,
Hell yeah.
To make sure they could do it. It was on this like small. You remember those like small computer like laptop things?
Yeah.
They were called. Yeah, I forgot what they were exactly.
Notebooks.
Like
I guess.
notebooks. Yeah. I had one of those, and so like I used the webcam on that. I used the shitty mic on that. I was at school in the like chorus room on this fucking piano. I did the little thing, and then for some reason, I'm not gonna watch it right now, but for some reason, the last minute and 10 seconds is just me talking.
Hell yeah.
And it's special.
Yeah.
It's special.
You guys send me an unlisted link of that so I could watch that.
Oof.
I won't blackmail it or send it out or whatever. I just want to see it.
I'll do it. I'll let you do it.
For my own personal pleasure.
Yeah. It's bad. I mean, it's just fucking awful.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
I guess the piano is fucking fine, I guess. But it's like, I had no business in doing a piano cover. I just started learning how to play piano on my own. I don't fucking know why I did this, but here it is. What this taught me is that I shouldn't
never make videos
done
again.
YouTube. Shut it on YouTube.
Quit.
No, it taught me a lot. I think this entire channel just taught me. It taught me how to make videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad that I made videos, just because I wanted to. And I think that's something that I still do, right? I continue to make YouTube videos. I continue to deal with the bullshit that I make myself go through and the bullshit that YouTube makes me go through and whatever, just because I like making videos. And I think that's kind of cool.
This video explains a lot. I feel like this is the missing piece. It's like, no wonder you want to kill yourself every day when Linkin Park's Numb is just playing in the back of your head as your first video.
It's awful. I
like the perspective on this one. It's like overhead. Like you can see the fingers and shit. Like there's a little bit of cinematography. Yeah.
You can only see like mainly one hand though. The other hand you can't fucking see because the webcam's too small. But
and your junk. That's in plain view.
You can see my junk. Yeah. That's one of my favorite things about it.
That's real cinematic of you to do that. Yeah. All right, I gotta stop watching this. I'm gonna be on here all day.
I'm glad that I quit this channel and made everything private. That's what I honestly learned.
The real lesson is to delete all your old stuff. Erase it.
Yeah. I need to do that with Norwegian games, honestly. But, I'm going to leave that as history for some fucking reason.
That's historical value.
That's a thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Part of this makes me, wish I knew what my first video was. I'm not 100%. Because, if we want to go off YouTube, I'm sure, it's probably, a fucking fake-ass Let's Play that didn't go anywhere. But, that's technically not the first, because I had a flip cam, in which I did, Dr. Aden and shit like that, which were technically videos, they just never went up anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But then you could go earlier than that to, home videos and shit. I really don't have, a first, per se.
I will say that I am kind of, I kind of wish that I had a deeper connection with video when I was younger. I feel like there were moments where I did little podcast shit when I was a kid. There were moments where I did dumb comedy shit as a kid. Writing has always been a big thing, art and music and all that, but it's video in itself.
Yeah.
It was 10th grade me in a fucking chorus room recording a piano cover. That was the very first thing I ever put on video.
Linkin Park's Numb.
Yeah. And then I also thought about talking about the Nintendo The History trailer, because that was in the same year, but that was me realizing, wait a second, I can do more with this video thing. I don't have to just show myself playing music.
Wait a second.
Talk about something that I'm interested in and make it visually appealing.
Hold on,
and then I made a shitty 2-minute trailer in Movie Maker where it just starts with video games zooming in, and then the word is video games, and then it's just 7 different clips of video games, just different video games, and then it ends in Nintendo The History in 2012. I wish the world did end in 2012, honestly.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to be up this late.
Yeah.
Be really good.
Yeah.
Be really cool. That would happen.
Yeah.
Anytime now.
Again, that taught me is I'm still glad. One of the things that I am glad and also kind of irritated by is that I just fucking do whatever I want and upload it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on there on the internet for everybody to see. So that's cool.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah. There's good in that. I'm not completely cynical right now.
You know what? You really weren't. You kind of turned it around there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the video.
Really?
Yeah.
I like videos.
Surprising, I know. Really? He's actually gonna do it. No. Okay, so the video I'm going to go with is a video, first episode of a series, and probably one of the most influential to how I made content for a while was a Questions on the Couch episode 1, Inspiration and Growth.
Yeah.
And so I believe I announced the series in like an update video or whatever, where I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to sit on a fucking couch and answer questions. Revolutionary, I know. Like, how did no one ever think of this before? And if you look at that video now, like, the whole fucking, the shot is so bad. There's like a green screen. It's like tilted a little bit. You can see the light that's like behind the couch. I got a goofy haircut. There's like stuff on the wall. The air conditioner looks bad. Nothing about the shot is visually pleasing. Not even the shirt I'm wearing. But, and here's the thing. This video got 46 views.
Yeah.
And it's not even the highest for Questions on the Couch. This whole series. You think about it. This whole series, right, lasted, what, like 20 or something fucking episodes? Like a lot of them. A lot of them. 83 to 106. Whatever the math is on that. And it's just me sitting on a couch for upwards of 30 minutes. Most of the time they were 15 minutes, but sometimes they were 30. And I'm doing nothing but answering questions. Under no circumstances should that, like, work. Nobody should watch it, and it shouldn't be successful. But they are. And there wasn't fancy editing. There's some background music, I guess. I didn't even show the questions for the first, 15 episodes or something.
I remember.
Like, they're really, 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 really bare bones videos. But what made them successful was, and here's the lesson to get from all this, is, community interaction is so, so important. And can really carry something like this series to incredible heights.
Yeah.
Because without these questions and without this community, none of it would have happened. None of it would have been a thing. It would have just been me rambling on a couch talking about stuff. But the fact that a bunch of people on the internet, who I had never met in real life or don't even know what they look like usually, gave this series a chance, continue to ask questions week in and week out, to see my belated minute to 2 minute responses, is incredible. Like, that's a feat. That's a feat of achievement, and it was all thrown on the back of really good community engagement and interaction. Of really taking the time to be like, hey, are you going to leave 12 comments on this video? Are there 30 comments on this video? You bet your ass I'm going to answer each and every single one of them. Regardless of how long the video is, regardless of whether or not you drop off or watch time. Because you're the most important part of this. Because you put that time of day to leave that comment in. I'm going to answer it on Questions on the Couch. No matter what, how stupid, no matter how dumb, no matter how serious, whatever it was. And it got real several times in there as well.
Agreed.
Especially with some of the questions Patience asked. Dear Lord, I had to reevaluate myself several times. I Super Saiyan scream in one of them. That was an interesting thing.
That was fun.
New Year, New Me was a thing after that. But yeah, the lesson there is community engagement and interaction can carry you far, especially when you're lacking in other departments.
Yeah. I mean, you know what my favorite part about that series is?
What?
It's a ripoff.
It is, yeah. This isn't even my idea.
But it did better, and I'm glad it did. I've seen every single one of your Questions on the Couch. I think you took a regular Q&A series. That's a regular Q&A series in general. But
yeah,
just
I'm on a couch. That's the exciting
questions on the
aspect of
couch.
it.
It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's charismatic. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, and it honestly is. It's quirky, but it works. And
God damn it. Dog.
Dog.
Yeah. Allie. Okay, I think we're good.
But you're right. I mean, you have such a unique fan base at such a, like, still being a small channel, but having the fan base that you do. It's awesome. It feels like they're all, like, almost everybody is connected, right? And I know a lot of people envy that kind of thing, especially when they're just starting out, or especially when they have a channel that's 2 years old, right? It's special. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's why your Question on the Couch series blew up the way it did. I mean, your last video has, like, what, over 100 views?
Like right at 100.
Yeah. Like,
the final episode with my dad.
Yeah.
Which was, again, not much. No editing. 36 minutes long, one of the longest ones. Just me and my dad answering 5-month-old questions.
Yeah.
Couple of new ones here and there. Fucking 99 views, because people, like, legitimately cared about this sort of shit. And I feel like a lot of people have the opportunity to build that fan base, but don't put the work in. Don't put that extra mile in.
Agreed.
And don't interact and engage. And all it can take is just a stupid guy in front of a camera on a couch answering questions to spark that interaction and engagement. And granted, not perfect. I still don't respond to every comment. I should. But that whole thing was just like putting in a little bit of extra work, a little bit of time a day to do this. And it's never going to be a series I'm going to put on my resume or show off as like, look what I can fucking do. Ooh.
Right.
You know, but what it represents, I think, is more important.
I agree.
So, yeah, inspiration and growth. Episode 1, Questions on the Couch. Ugliest Sin video. Not great production-wise, but, man, that community.
I agree.
What you got?
Well, I think the big one that I really want to talk about right now is my now named top 30 plus Pokemon waifus.
Yes.
We've talked about it on the channel, but this is my best fucking video.
I think so.
It just is. I don't think I'll top it for a while. I think that there are definitely videos I've done since then that have a lot of the same humor to it, but doesn't have the editing. I think there's some of them that have the same editing, but not the same humor. This was a case of, here's a fucking dumbass idea at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Let me write a script one day and then record it and edit it in the same fucking day.
Yeah.
Like in the span of like 16 hours. I literally recorded this video, sat at this desk, and just edited for like 16 hours straight. I ate a little bit, had some water. It was great. But I did nothing else except for that. And the video turned out great.
Yeah, it really did.
It's my most controversial video because it's got fucking...
The Breath of the Wild one's the most controversial one.
That's true. That's actually accurate. This one should be my most controversial one, right?
You would think, yeah.
It's got like dark comedy, and it's got just like straight up dumb assery. It's nude. I'm talking about fucking Pokemon. Like, who fucking does
30
that?
of them. 30 plus.
30 of them. More than 30 Pokemon. Sorry about this chair, guys. Yeah, I'm still very proud of this video. I want to rewatch it tonight, actually, because I haven't seen it since I put it out.
I rewatched it as he put it up again and still loved it the second time around.
Yeah, it was hidden for a while because I was like, I don't want my family to see this. Yeah. And one of my sisters, I mentioned in the podcast, but one of my sisters was like, I'm watching your videos. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Don't watch them.
Never. Watch them.
And when she said that, I was like, I have to private this video because I don't need this. But because it's like, parents ain't gonna understand that shit.
Right.
A lot of people aren't gonna understand it. It's kind of niche humor in a way, but it's also
a little niche.
Yeah. I'm really glad of the way it turned out, and it's definitely my favorite video that I've ever done. And
damn,
it's gonna be hard to top it.
And keep in mind, this was a period after the top Skyrim's video, in which we thought at the time, there's nothing that's going to top Skyrim's video. There's no way you put out a video better than the top Skyrim's. I mean, here he goes. Fucking freewheeling it.
It was fun.
I remember that being a slow burn, but it really wasn't. Like, all of it kind of came together pretty quickly, but I remember it being a while for some reason.
Which one?
The waifus one?
Yeah. Because it was like, we had discussed it. It was
a while back.
It was me and you in a Discord call, just like talking about Pokemon. It was like, what's the thickest Pokemon? A fucking idiot. And then I think it took me a couple of weeks before I actually wrote the script.
Mm-hmm.
But then the day that I recorded it, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make this happen. And it was just like I said, it was like 16 hours. I was posting like little snippets on Twitter and Discord, and it turned out well. I'm glad it did. Everybody loved it. It's got 2 dislikes from like some fucking people on Reddit. It was like, that's disgusting. You shouldn't fuck Pokemon. I love Trump. They probably think that, but like,
just a guess.
Just a guess. They didn't really say the last part, but it was like, okay, whatever. It's got 400 views, which I'm pretty happy with. I'm actually okay if it never gets like more than that, because do more people really need to see this video?
I feel like the answer is yes. Other people may disagree.
But currently, none of my tags are doing well.
This is so sad.
Goodra and Smashes, Pokemon waifus, top Pokemon waifus, and waifus in Pokemon. But Gardevoir Thick, that's not showing.
I still remember the opening of that video, the fucking Pokemon. Still rings through my head on occasion.
Yeah.
Shit's real good.
Thanks, man. I'm really proud of it.
From one shit post to another.
Did that teach me anything? Did I say what it taught me something?
Yeah, did you? I don't know if you did.
It taught me that I can make good shit. I mean, that's something, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
put your mind to it.
Like, I know for a fact that if I just like fucking want to do a big ass project, I can do it. I can make it happen. But it also like, it taught me that, like, if you know your video is good, more people will like watch it and share it. Like, you know, like 100%, this is a good, solid video. This is like quality. Then you're gonna be able to get people to watch it sooner, which is cool. I also knew that your community has a lot of Pokemon fans, so I was like, I'm fucking sharing it with Aden's community immediately. And, you know, our communities have pretty much merged.
Yeah.
Which I still think is really cool. So, like, a lot of those people that originally were from your community ended up watching it in the first 24 hours. A lot of people in mine ended up watching it within the first 24 hours. And so, from an analytics side, that definitely helped it a good bit. But, yeah.
Cool. I still love that video, man. That's still my favorite thing you've ever done.
I appreciate it.
There's a lot of videos to pick from, but that's the one where I'm like, that's peak. That's peak Zack Snyder. Damn dog. Are you kidding me? It's 3 a.m. What is wrong with you? Allie, hush. Maybe she'll listen. I'm going to go with a bit of a curveball video here.
Ooh, I'm ready.
That in retrospect is a lot more important than it seemed at the time. Do you remember December 15th, 2017? Little video produced by me. My top 7 games of 2017 video.
Yeah, I think I remember it. I'm trying to think. 2017. What came out in 2017?
Mario Odyssey is number 1.
Oh yeah, that did come out in 2017.
So,
2017 was such a long time ago.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
Fuck.
It does feel like it a lot of the time.
It feels like a year ago.
This video.
It feels like a while. But anyways, yeah.
This video, December 15th, 2017. It came after the YouTube Rewind 2017 Can Suck My Pickle Rick video, which did way better than this.
Also a solid video.
Yeah, that's also a good video. Top 7 games currently has 32 views. Whatever. Why am I bringing this video up? Well, not only is like the shot composition a lot better, like this is me on the couch with like good lighting. I'm in the middle this time. My hair doesn't look as fucking stupid. I like the blue shirt I'm wearing. So that's better. But rewatching it, this is basically a Back to the Video Games episode before that show was a thing.
Really?
There's gameplay, intermittent. There's like little transition cards from game to game. I'm holding the game up. There's like little cracks at jokes here. And granted, I'm not in front of a green screen or anything. And there's no Ethan. But like, if you were to go from this video to, let's say, the top 10 Switch games, I feel like there'd be a lot more in common than some people would realize.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And so, like, looking back on it now, this was a nothing video. This was like a one good morning. I want to count down some games that I really liked in 2017, end of the year type shit. A video to get out before Christmas, that type of stuff.
Right.
And then, like, looking back on it, like, oh, holy shit, like, I kind of took a little bit from here. I kind of took a little bit from Blue Couch Reviews, and it kind of, a little bit of shitpost from Ethan, and it formed Back to the Video Games, essentially, as it was. But I feel like this is the strongest example of my older content sort of transforming into newer stuff. And I guess the lesson to gather from this is that it's okay to revisit older ideas and transform them into something new, right?
Definitely.
Like, it's
100%.
totally fine to go in your back catalog and be like, yeah, I may have covered Mario before, or I may have done a top 10 list of 2017 before. But, like, how can I'm still passionate about the topic and I want to talk about it more. How can I twist this into something new, right? And there are a lot of noticeable differences between Back to the Video Games and this, but it's still that same underlying concept of taking what I love, video games, and taking it from this, a real one-off video, to like producing it into an actual show. And I think I have this video to like thank for that, and I'm really grateful to it in general. Even though it's not the most popular, I feel like some of the dialogue here isn't great. A lot of rambling over words and, you know, retaking some shots that probably should have had the first take instead. But all in all, like, a really solid video before I like dropped off the face of the world.
That's fair. That's completely fair. Nice.
So
yeah, I might actually rewatch that video because 2017 had some really good games, and I remember liking it when I even liked the actual video, of course, you know.
Yeah, feel free to go back to older ideas, revisit them, tool them up again, see where they can lead you. Right?
I agree.
I want you now. I don't want a success story. I want a mistake.
How thoughtful of you to read my mind there.
Oh, you were going to anyway? I'll do a mistake too.
Have plan. Let me take you back 6 years.
Wow, we're going early mistake.
Let me go back 6 years. August 8th, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to start my junior year of high school. And young Zach thinks, I want to do a video that's still a Let's Play because that's what I do on this fucking channel, apparently.
Yeah.
But I want it to be a back to school special. There's a fucking comment from Calfro on this. I forgot about that. That's even better.
No.
6 years. I want to make a back to school video. I'm going into junior year of high school, and I do Let's Play Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing.
Uh-huh.
There's a little bit of success, a little bit of failure. A lot of failure, really. Currently, as of today, no matter how many good videos I have on my current channel, no matter how many of them, I mean, there's quite a few that have over 1,000 views. This is the video with the most views, Aden.
Yep.
16,000.
Damn.
And it has not stopped in the 6 years. It just keeps growing. When I look at Sabijan Games analytics, this is the video that's always getting some views.
Yeah.
44
it's not
likes,
a good video either.
24 dislikes. It's not good. It's not worth watching.
It's an awful video.
It's fucking awful. I start the thing with some joke about I don't speak Spanish. I speak American. Like, what? I was in a Spanish class. I can fucking read the Spanish there. It's not funny. And then just to make it clever, I called it Mavis Bacon because okay. And
yeah, that's hot.
I changed the thumbnail like
new thumbnail's
like 2
fucking
years
great.
ago, which I love the new thumbnail.
I love the new thumbnail.
It's fucking dumb. But this video is awful. It's got closed captions because it was my most viewed video, and I was like, I'm gonna make closed captions for this.
Now all people can enjoy.
So,
Everyone can love.
10 minutes
Mavis
of hell.
Bacon teaches typing.
What did I learn from this? Don't make
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, that's really really the goal there.
You never know what's going to do well on this platform.
Yep.
That's really the lesson here.
That shit out of your control.
It could be great. It could be absolutely awful. And that's why you should learn from your mistakes and just keep pushing forward.
That's true. Because it does get better, obviously.
Well, I still have another 16,000 view video, Aden.
I like when the idea of when people think Zack Snyder on the internet, they either one, go to the director, or somehow find you. And that's the first video that comes to people's minds. What is Zack Snyder doing? Oh, he made the Mavis Bacon video. I remember. Yeah. And that's what they associate. See, my dog's mad about it too. That's how she never does this. Every time we record, it's like perfect. It's never been this bad.
It's a little wild.
It's never.
It's funny though.
Is it though? This is my true biggest mistake.
It's
having pets.
Most things are funny to me right now, honestly.
That's true, actually. Like late at night, everything starts to get a lot more.
Just
a lot more funny.
I think I also learned from this is, like, I have over 1,600 videos now on the internet. 1,700, I think. It's ridiculous. I'm glad this is just one out of 1,700.
Yeah, thank God.
Right? Like, there's a bunch of shit in there. Majority of my videos are not good. But, like, this is just one. I moved on. I did something different. I only tried to capitalize on this one time and it didn't do well. So it's fine. It's just good. That's for the best.
Amen.
That is, yeah. There you go. Actually, it got 110 views, which is still better than 50 episodes of Your Everyday Nerd.
Got him. Combined, probably.
Yep. Calfro commented on this video 11 months ago and said, "This is by far the best video on the internet."
Hey, man. Calfro, man of few words, but true words, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Damn.
So here we are.
All right. So my next one is a video so bad, it only lasted 2 hours. It was deleted, never went up again. It was like a one take. Very few people remember it. It was like a one and done, very early on in Blue Couch Productions. My biggest mistake.
Before we met each other?
I think even before we met each other, yeah. It might have been like early or before. I don't know. So, Midnight Vlogs is a thing. It starts out talking about like Pokemon trailers. And then like gets into bigger topics. I talk about school one episode. I talk about things I got for my birthday, voiceover, my entire video game collection. A lot of stuff, yeah. A lot of stuff. So one time, I don't know why.
Okay.
I got really fed up. Some political something. I don't remember. Somebody was really pissing me off on Twitter. I believe. It was Twitter or some political thing I was watching in the background. And I'm like, and this is the conclusion I came to. I'm not lying. Free speech was a mistake.
What?
Yeah. Oh,
that's beautiful.
And then the dumber idea. Let me talk about it on Midnight Vlogs,
Hmm.
in which I argue that some people, because I was really angry, I say something along the lines of, some people should not have free speech.
Well, I mean, I don't completely disagree with this remark.
I felt like at the time, it made sense in my head.
Yeah.
But then, perhaps the dumbest of all, I'm still sharing my videos to forums at this point.
Uh-oh.
I want to hear other people's opinion on this.
Uh-oh.
To this day, there's some people on the Sploder forums who have only watched that video from Blue Couch Productions and nothing else, and got such a bad response to it. They've never touched my channel or watched anything else I've ever done. It was that bad. I got so much shit. Like, oh my god, you can't say that. Free speech is a whatever. Like, you can't take that away. That's a necessity. And I'm trying to explain myself. I'm like, no. Like, I do think there's a place for it. But some people really do misuse it, and it makes me lose faith in the concept. Was my arguing point.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, but you should have worded it better, or the thumbnail shouldn't have been... This thumbnail is fucking awful, too. It had, like, MS Paint garbage on there, because it wasn't good at making thumbnails.
Fair.
And all this shit. And eventually I realized, like, this video has mostly dislikes. It's gotten a negative response. I've done enough damage. Let me just go ahead and get rid of it. And I get rid of it. It's deleted. I don't even know if I have it anymore on a hard drive or somewhere. I think I might. But that was a case of a couple of lessons. Number one, don't ever get fucking political, man. Or if you do,
For that.
try to be common sense. Like, all your bases covered. Like, put in the most effort you ever had into a video. That's lesson number one. Lesson number two, and this was the most important thing. Every idea that comes to my head does not need to be a Blue Couch Productions video.
Yo, I like
Especially an idea like that. Thank goodness I never made another fucking political video. I never talked about another amendment. I never talked about free speech. I never talked about, like, laws or politicians or whatever after that point. I've only made that mistake once. And that was the thing where, like, yeah, not everything needs my opinion on, especially controversial stuff like that. It's been so long. I don't even remember a lot of the video or why I made it at the time. I'm only, like, recounting base details. I think this is the first time I've ever talked about it publicly.
Yeah, I never
in a long time. So, yeah, that was my biggest mistake. A Midnight Vlogs about, like, free speech, I believe, or public speaking or something like that.
I think what's most interesting about that is that, like, I know your style of commentary on things.
Yeah.
And, like, you usually only make videos about things you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And you get super passionate in your videos, both positively and negatively. And so I'm thinking of you as a political commentator in a video. And it's like, I can see that. I don't think it's a good thing, just because I don't like to listen to politics in general. But
Sure.
just like I'm sure that you got, like, super passionate in it. You got heated.
And I was trying to play, like, both sides to it, and I was, like, a little bit angry and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. And
It's interesting, though.
my point obviously didn't come across.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll get rid of it. Probably my biggest mistake on Blue Couch Productions. That isn't even a thing anymore, and you guys have never heard of until now. So there you go.
There you go. I'm curious. I made a couple political videos back in the day too.
Oh.
And these are also, like, privated on the music channel because I thought I'll just make a video about whatever on this music channel, whatever. I won't go super into this because I really don't care. But I used to be very political on one particular side of the political spectrum. And I've recently, like, over the past couple of years, as you grow, as you get older, you learn more about the world. I've changed on that political spectrum. But one of the biggest things I changed politically is I just don't fucking talk about it on the internet.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, it's not worth it. Like, you don't change anybody's opinion. You don't, and at the end of the day, it's like, how many of us are right about what we think, right? I mean, because what is right and what is wrong when it comes to this stuff, right? It's very
Right, so up in the air.
Exactly. I can't find exactly what I'm looking for, but I did
How
a couple of reaction videos to like some political shit, and they're recently, they've been privated since then. But go ahead.
Oh, how about for this next one?
Yeah.
We do a reverse. So I pick the video you have to talk about, and you pick the video I have to talk about.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
So I'm going to pick one of your videos. You're going to pick one of mine and try to gauge what the lesson is out of it. It can be memey, stupid, just something you want to learn more insight about. A video that's always... Because I wasn't a part of this conversation when it came up, and I wasn't, like, part of the process, but something I've always been curious of is this motherfucking Happy Life Day Star Wars Holiday Special recap video.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a beautiful treasure.
Yeah. I need you to talk about this video, and specifically this fucking weird ass setup that confuses me. Every time I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
What are your thoughts on the video? Just right quick. Do you like it?
Oof. it's been a while since I've watched it.
It's bizarre. It's a little wild. So
it's a trip for you, and it's a trip. The special's a trip, and so they're both kind of like, what? I can't tell what's cringier or weirder. Is it the Zach segments? Is it the special itself?
Yeah.
The whole thing left me confused more than anything.
Eventually, I'm gonna re-talk about this thing on Your Everyday Nerd, and then probably private this video. That's how a lot of older Zack Snyder production shit is gonna happen with, especially the DCU stuff. But like, so I watched the Star Wars Holiday Special for the very first time. I watched them while I was at work in a chapel, so that was special. I worked on the script, made a bunch of jokes, whatever, went through the entire thing. The video feels like a trip because the Star Wars Holiday Special is fucking awful. It's actually the worst thing I've ever watched. And I've seen a lot of shit in the past couple of years. And I never bring this up as the worst thing ever because I try to forget about it. I think I've subconsciously tried to forget about this thing. But it is definitely the worst thing I've ever seen. As far as like movie shit goes.
All right.
I found a copy of this on YouTube and it had like all these commercials in it. And so like
I forgot you did this.
Oh my god. Riff on the commercials within the thing.
Oh my god.
And it's like part of me thinks it works. I think it's kind of funny. It's almost a like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type thing. But also I don't think I did a good enough job as far as editing the video and in those regards. Now the setup,
this whole fucking thing is so weird.
I decided to use green screen.
I can tell that.
You can tell because the green screen's fucking awful. The lighting was all weird. I take the green screen, put it in my college apartment living room. I had the entire weekend to myself in this apartment. So I was like, I set up this green screen behind my roommate's big TV on the entertainment center and then put like a fucking chair there. And I was like trying to make it look all Christmassy thing because it was a Christmas thing. It came out 2 days late because I'm a fucking idiot. And I realized that having that TV there by itself didn't look right. So I ended up putting like a little Minecraft U-log thing there.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. But the lighting's so bad, so the green screen didn't work. I don't even remember what camera I used. I think
it's kind of blurry too. Like you can't really see you all that clearly.
Yeah, I took my laptop in the living room, set up the webcam, and the mic is on the floor. It's just an awful setup. I shouldn't have done that. Should have just filmed from my room like regular. But I wanted to try to do something bigger with it. It obviously failed part of the way, but I still think, I don't know, I might actually rewatch this tonight.
I will say, I really do appreciate what you're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Like a part of me is like, oh cool, a recap that isn't just the special. Like he's clearly put a little bit of work into like talking about the commercials. He's putting in work in the set design. He's making jokes here. He's on camera. You're not really on camera. At least this often. Like this is a very different and ambitious recap of like part of me wonders, like, what if all of them were like that? Or what if you continued into 2018 making recaps like this stuff? Where would we be at today? You know? But it's like one of those weird, one-of-a-kind, no other video like this type shit. And I've always just been...
That's interesting, yeah.
Amazed and confused at the same time.
2017 and even 2018 for a good part was super experimental for me. I did so many different weird things. Tried so many different types of videos. It was like when I wrote this article this morning about like the most viewed videos, like all of my most viewed videos are for the most part so different. And it made like, I'm glad now that I'm in a place where I have Your Everyday Nerd and it's, you know, it's one entity. It makes sense. It all works together. I'm glad that I'm at this place now, but it's kind of cool looking back and just kind of seeing this wild west of my videos for this like 1.5 to 2 year period.
It's one of the wildest for sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, what you got for me, Chief? What's the one video you want more insight about?
Oof.
That hopefully I can provide.
I got to think right quick because
I might not remember half of these.
Let's see here.
Blue Couch Plays episode 22.
Blue Couch streams Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland.
No one came to that. That's a real sad video. That's like just me and Kyle on a
10
stream
views
for like 4
5
hours. Yeah. And then I re-uploaded it to YouTube because it was a Twitch stream.
Actually, you know, I want to talk about the finale to one of your best series.
Oh, God.
And it's a Let's Play. It's a Let's Play, but I think this will be interesting, both for the audience and just because I'm genuinely curious a little bit more about this.
Which series?
I wonder. Dark Souls.
Oh.
Dark Souls. So in 2017...
Pokemon. Maybe Mario Odyssey versus Shovel Knight.
Well, I was there
the one
for
failed
Mario
one.
Odyssey one.
The one failed one.
Well, that's what's so interesting about it. It's not even like it was failed for you, but it was success for everybody that watched it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that like you see big YouTubers do, where they make a channel out of something that they thought would be cool, but turns out they didn't enjoy it as much. And so I know you didn't enjoy Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
I guess at all.
Full context.
Yeah. Give me the full context about.
Okay.
I know we talked about it briefly, but like I'm curious.
Yeah. To let everybody know. So, Super Mario World ends. Longest Let's Play for me, I think, at the time. It's like 17 episodes altogether. Maybe Brawl's a little bit longer. I don't know. Finished that. It remastered. Or no, I did the Mega Man X Let's Play. All that sort of stuff. And it had been a while since an LP. Because I was doing streaming, I was doing midnight vlogs, all this sort of stuff. In that update video that you see, the channel update 275 subs, merch, and new thumbnails, at the end of it, I ask, hey, there's a poll you can vote on for what series you want to see next. And this has worked previously. Brawl was actually a series that was voted on. That was not my idea. I didn't even have a Wii that could play that game, so I had to figure out how to record Dolphin Emulator. Another experience for another day. I put a lot of games on here. Some wild ones out there to like really spice things up. So of course there's all the retro shit. There's Luigi's Mansion, there's Golden Axe, there's some beat 'em ups here. I think it's still there. Let me the straw poll's still there.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, there's so many games here.
Sonic 2, Sonic Mania, Golden Axe, Kirby, Journey, all this sort of stuff. And little twist, I throw in Dark Souls, knowing that I hadn't played the PS3 version, not even knowing if I liked it or not. But I'm like, hey, I have it. Why not? This fucking game. It's 8 votes. It's number 1, and it beat second place by half. Second place had 4 votes. Both the Sonic games, Sonic Mania and Generations, both got 4.
Yeah.
I feel like if I hadn't split them and just went with one of them, it would have won. But
yeah,
hey,
possibly.
Shovel Knight played. I haven't done any of these series, I don't think. That's the weird shit. Like, none of these got... Kirby did, but that was an older one. So that's kind of... F-Zero did. That's good. Anyway, nice. Dark Souls wins, partially based off of a fucking meme, because you found out about this, and told everybody in the Discord and spread it around.
Well, the thing is, it's like Damien played Dark Souls around the same time that I played Dark Souls. We both love the fuck out of it. Marjak loves it. Kyle loves it. Like, all these people in my community love it.
All right.
And obviously
Jay was the only one kind of on the fence.
Right.
At the time.
Yeah. And so I was like, yo, guys, I want to see him play Dark Souls. That'd be fun. Everybody else was like, yeah, let's see him play Dark Souls. This will be fun. And so we all voted for it.
Yeah, and I regret my life. So I realize I have to do this now. And I'm like, oh god, this is going to be a blind series. I'm going to try to do Dark Souls. Oh, Lord. All right, here we go. Episode 1, Blue Couch plays Dark Souls. Super basic thumbnail. Black background, night, Dark Souls logo. 105 fucking views. Great Boy, the title of the episode. Just me playing Dark Souls blind. The only cool things to note about this series, from a technical aspect, are this was one of the face cam series, like F-Zero was, and I really did like both face cam series. Might do more of that in the future. And there was a death counter that popped up every time I died. Yeah. Which took a bit of work, but fine. And recording the game is pretty easy. Whatever. The thing about Dark Souls is that it fucking tricks you into having a good time and then pulls the rug under you. Because the first section, I'm like, hey, I can fucking do this. This isn't as hard as people said. Whatever. I have fun through the first area, man. I'm having a blast. The boss takes a little bit of work. Whatever. I'm having fun with, like, the open-ended stuff. I get to the main area. I'm talking to people. I'm exploring around. I die to, like, the skeletons, yada, yada. First 3 episodes, legitimately having a good time. And then we get to fucking Taurus Demon. And the Undead Parish. And the finale. The last 3 episodes. That fun turned into agony.
Man.
Because, and this is partially my fault too, and I haven't really admitted this until today. So, here we go, another confession. A lot of this shit was re-recorded several times.
Really?
The last 3 episodes were, I should say. It didn't start out that way, it turned into that. Because, yeah, it kind of ruins the magic now in hindsight.
No, I feel you. No, I get you.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because I hated myself recording it. I thought, this episode sucks. I spend most of the time dying. Nothing happened. I'm going to re-record it.
You get no progress. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did that with Let's Plays all the time, and it was fine then. But everybody was like, this is a blind series. Aiden's playing it for the first time. That's what they want to see. And I'm like, no, they don't. They want to see me, like, fucking die and continue progress through the game. And it keeps getting harder and harder, and I'm starting to have less fun. And I'm realizing that, like, I really don't like this aesthetic. The sound design's pretty nothing. I'm having issues with the PS3 controller because I don't have a standard one. The game is having issues itself because it's not a very well optimized version of it.
Well, yeah.
To be in general. That's my fault too. And so episode 5 finishes. I get like a little bit of progress, not much. And then as you notice, several videos go by.
Yeah, it's a while.
20. Out of nowhere, the video in question, Blue Couch plays Dark Souls Blind, episode 6, the finale. Where I, like, admit in the beginning of the video, hey, no matter what happens in this video, at the end of it, I'm done. And that one was also re-recorded several times because I had issues even doing that. And I'm like, all right, I'm done with the game. I'm not having fun with it. I'm moving on to other things. This will be the one Blue Couch Let's Play that never finishes. I even say in the video I might go back to it one day. I don't even cancel out the possibility.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could go back to it one day. I forget about it. And the more and more I go back and I look back at, like, how did this video do? How did this video do? All of them. Episode 1, 105 views. Episode 2, 50. Episode 3, 35. Episode 4, 32. Episode 5, 36. The finale, like, 30. I never get those numbers on Let's Plays. Right. And I understand why. Like, the concept of it is great. But God, was it torture to produce every step of the way. Any good face I put on during that series was not me. Ever. At least not halfway through and beyond.
Right.
Which also makes it one of the few Let's Plays that I've ever rewatched. I don't like watching those episodes. I don't like the place that I was in. I don't like the reason I was making them. I was mad at the fact that it even got voted. Like, I was already kind of like, fuck this. I wanted to play a different game anyway. Yet, all that aside, it did pretty well. So I can't complain. I can't complain. But needless to say, when it was done, I felt like there was a huge block lifted off me, and I'm like, oh, thank God I can move on.
Yeah, for sure.
To something else. So, and then come to find out when we did Lions Honor gaming, Jay the Zoomster's like, oh, I'm gonna give it a try. Gets angrier than I fucking do. And there ain't nothing re-recorded about that. That's all fucking real anger. That should give you an idea of what I was feeling on the
There's
inside.
There's a whole missing episode just because nothing happened.
Yeah. You know, it's really hard to do a Dark Souls playthrough blind.
Yeah.
What takeaways do you want from that, man?
No, I was just curious of the story behind it. And I mean, you kind of gave a pretty good lesson. Like, don't fucking do videos you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as much as I would have loved to see you do more of that series, and some other people would have loved it, like, knowing that you didn't enjoy it at all, like, I really am glad that you decided to quit it.
Yeah. And that sucked too, man. I had such a good hot streak. I prided myself on finishing games. But I, backed myself into a corner of, oh, I'm never going to be able to do this.
Well, because it's like this. Imagine if you had finished Dark Souls, hating your life. You had finished it after a while of just putting out these videos that you're not proud of, and they do well. Imagine that entire series getting thousands of views, because this could have happened. And then all you get in the comments is, when is Dark Souls 2? Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Demon's Soul. When are these games? And then you think, well, now I have to. Now I have to play one of these other ones, and I hate myself.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
And then come to find out,
made the right decision.
Come to find out, it didn't last. After the Kirby series, F-Zero, and Ultra Sun, I don't do Let's Plays on my channel anymore. What would I have done? Would I have moved it over to Lions Honor? Probably wouldn't have happened because I didn't enjoy it. And I went inactive shortly after this. This is right before top 7 games and YouTube Rewind, coming on that stretch of I'm gonna do daily uploads. So it was such a right minute, right time. If I don't end it here, I'm only gonna get people talking about it. So I'm glad that you picked that episode in particular, because that was the most important. Of I'm not forcing myself to play this anymore. It was a really hard thing to do, but like you said, in retrospect, totally the right call. Totally the right call. I'm not, now I can look back at this series and be like, oh, remember when I did that? The pain that it caused me and the bad feelings I had to it and the animosity I had to it is so old history.
Yeah, for sure.
And I totally understand why people love Dark Souls or whatever. I'm totally cool with it. It's just back then, oof, that was rough.
Yeah,
that was rough.
And I like I said, I completely get it, because when I played that game, that was the first game that I had played in a very long time, and it was still the first game that I had played in a very long time, in the last 3 years, where I just kind of said, I'm gonna play this game for me. I'm not gonna make a video on it or anything like that. And it was 100 hours of a lot of torture, but a lot of just kind of consuming this game. And so it was everything that I fucked up in the game, I felt like I deserved it, because I was getting better at the game and I was learning things, and as long as I did what I learned, I'd be fine. And so I was watching videos, listening to podcasts about this, talking in depth about this game with Damien, because I had introduced it to him right around the same time that I started playing it. And so I loved this game. It was I breathed it for an entire summer. And so I wanted to share that, I want to share that experience with other people. But when I went to go do my Let's Play of the game, even after playing it before, unfortunately an entire video got deleted, so I didn't even get a chance to finish the series anyways. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because it loses that charm when you're in that recording setting.
I think for that game. Yes. Some games work better when you don't have to Let's Play them. Another lesson, I guess, if you're a Let's Player out there, not every game needs to be recorded.
Yep.
Some legitimately don't do as hot on that.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
One more?
Yeah, we'll do one more.
One more. It can be I guess let's just do like a favorite, another favorite again. Let's end it out on a high note.
Oh, okay. I was gonna do another like mistake.
Shit post, yeah.
Still mistake. I'll briefly
How to drink
mention
water.
this just 'cause I think it's funny. That's a favorite. I'll briefly mention this just because I think it's funny. Back in 2012 again, old mistake. I uploaded a One Direction piano cover. I dedicated it to my girlfriend.
Hot.
And got 300 views. Yeah. So I'm glad that's private and never to be seen ever again by anybody. That was great. That was wonderful.
Lesson there was to never have a girlfriend.
Never have a girlfriend. No. One of my favorites though. I hate YouTube. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Just a video that means a lot to you. Let's just say that.
I would have to say that I'm trying to think real quick because I want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to end it.
Let me briefly mention some of mine that I didn't get to talk about while you do that.
Definitely.
Get Dusted DW had the biggest arc of any Blue Couch Productions video. In that it went up. I
personally love that video.
It got taken down. And through the power of magic, it's back up again. So it's a real redemption arc video about Cuphead and dusting. As far as one of my favorite Zach videos, one of the series that I always like from him, that I guess I wanted, it's a streaming thing, was his Breath of the Wild stream. Oh. Like I felt like even though we had talked before on Discord and Skype, that was the series where I really got to know you like as a person. And what your hobbies were and your interests were. And it literally came off of like Zach playing Breath of the Wild and me asking a bunch of questions to the chat and hearing his responses. So that series means a lot.
Such a good game
me.
To stream too.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I have fond memories of that.
Yeah, that was a fun stream.
I love all that. Another video I did, the Midnight Vlogs, the Tennessee Travels, is me going to like a game store, me in Gatlinburg. Just a vlog, but like a really, really chill video that I really like. Any video featuring Ethan, should go without saying, is pretty fucking good. I'm super thankful I have a brother like Ethan, who's like not only funny, but like willing to do dumb shit all the fucking time. A Whole New World, fucking God, what a video A Whole New World is. The Circle of Life, even the gameplay stuff we did. Really appreciative. Oh, and then I guess last one for me. The first collab me and Zach did, top 10 Smash Brothers characters.
Hey.
A video that it's kind of the peak laziness of me. Of like, hey, let's do a collab. Okay, on what? This. What characters? This. Hey, lines? Maybe? 6 months go by. Zach's like, hey, I'm uploading my video tomorrow. I'm like, holy shit, I've done no editing for this. I get together a bunch of Smash PNGs, throw them over, do a little bit of recording. And I love the fucking audio on that. I love my dialogue on these characters. But the video is just nothing but like a PNG for like several minutes and then it transitions with your face sometimes.
To be fair,
so
I did all the editing for mine like in the same day. I was like, I'm uploading this tomorrow. I was like, because I fucking was doing the editing that day.
Yeah. And then I go watch Zach's. I'm like, well, mine isn't that great. What about Zach's? Fucking Zach's like put 8,000 hours of fucking work into it. It's like clips
I'm so proud
and
of this
shit.
video.
Big Mac animations and like it's not serious at all, but it's really funny.
It's got 15
It was the
views.
the first project that we worked on, which led to this podcast, Lions Honor Gaming, and everything in between. So I'm sure I have much more, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I assume you found one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say the very first You're Everyday Nerd.
All right, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, if I think of like my entire YouTube, again, air quotes, career, up to this point, like there's been so many twists and turns. It went from like being this weird hobby to being something that I actually want to turn into a career, and I think everything led up to me making a daily series about literally anything I want to talk about, yeah. I mean, that's what it led up to, right? I feel like I have so much freedom with this series, and it's nowhere close to like being like the ultimate thing that it could be. Like, I want to put so much more production value in each episode. I want to do little funny dumb shit like I do with the Pokemon waifus video, or the fucking what's it called, Star Wars holiday special video. I want to do things that I want to experiment with it, even because it has a format. As long as it follows that format, it's still an episode of the show. And I think that's kind of cool. I think that I have a lot of creative freedom here. I know one of the things that I was thinking about just a few minutes ago, I was like, oh man, I've been talking about all these favorite videos of mine, and none of them are like a Your Everyday Nerd episode. I've created 62 of these videos like in the last like few months. Mm-hmm. Why are none of these like in my top favorite videos of all time? And I think it's because it's still early.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Some of them are my favorites of yours too, by the way.
I would agree too. There's definitely some
that Scooby-Doo video though. Not that
I
one.
agree. I agree.
Not that one.
I only picked the Scooby-Doo video because of what
what it represents.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh god, that video.
Scooby-Doo video is not that good. I think.
But episode 2, that's the real shit. I love that video.
Episode 2, really?
Yeah, Cells at Work is one of my favorite episodes that you've done.
Wow,
that's my favorite of the first week too. Actually, now that I think about it.
Really?
Garfield Games is 2, but
Garfield Games is good. That's
funny.
funny.
Tuesday on Cells at Work was like that was the episode where I got the concept and understood it and was like, this could work.
Actually, that makes sense because it was one singular thing. I wasn't trying to talk about like 2 fucking movies. It wasn't 20 minutes long. Yeah. But if I look back at these like 63 videos, there's a lot of them that kind of feel like filler, but it still works within my concept. I want to talk about these things, so I'm going to talk about them. But it's like my definite favorite ones are the 15-minute unscripted Fallout 76 video, the 18-minute unscripted Titans video.
That's a good one.
Those are really fun to make. In retrospective, the Sicko Mode or Mobamba video, that was really fun.
That's one of the only episodes I've shown to Ethan, is that one.
Really? Yeah. That's funny. I like the best childhood movies of all time video just because I like talking about
that was
kind of nostalgia, like things that actually mean something to me is pretty cool. Because a lot of things that I talk about, a lot of things that I make YouTube videos about are like brand new things, right? Like, I've never seen this film before, so we're going to talk about it. In fact, I didn't even get into film really until the last couple of years, but it's cool to like talk about them. And so it's when I do make a video of something that means a lot to me from when I was a kid, like it's a little more special. But I'm still excited to make this show, and it's really cool. Like like
the Kingdom Hearts one I like a lot.
I really like the Kingdom Hearts one too. I almost said that one instead of the Scooby-Doo one.
That one took forever.
It's still recent, but it was like I played a video game that's like 30 hours long within the span of a week.
That was
and
crazy.
Then got the video out, and it was just like a mess. But that was the first game since Dark Souls that I fully went 100% into on my own without streaming or recording it, and it was really refreshing to do that.
It's a good one.
The game before Dark Souls was like Super Mario 64, and that's about all the games that I've played on my own without recording or anything, which is insane. Since games I played as a kid. But yeah, it was exciting.
Damn straight. My last video.
Yes.
It's very easy to like pick an episode of Back to the Video Games. You knew I was going to do it.
Oh, for sure.
Especially right after you talked about Your Everyday Nerd.
For sure.
If you had to guess which one though, what would it be? Because I'm kind of stuck between two at the moment.
I feel like it could go either way.
They're all not awful. I like all of them, but
I like all of them too. I
like more.
feel like you're not going to talk about the first one.
Ooh, that was one of my two.
Is that one of your two? Okay. Actually, I can see why. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned last time that your Tecmo Bowl video is the one that you're like the most proud
That's
of
the other
right
one.
now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
it makes sense. No, it makes complete sense. Your first video in the series and your most recent one, because you feel like you've improved just in like 4 weeks, which is cool.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go with the Tecmo Bowl one.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm going with. I have to. In a lot of ways, it's an outlier. It's like the shortest. It's a game review. There's no Ethan. It's an NES online game that like very few people give a shit about or talk about. It's just me and my review of it, right? That's it. Nothing else. Nothing crazy. No crazy B-roll shots. No like super technical shit here. Just like really good, really solid 14 minutes from beginning to end of me talking about a game I like with some stupid loud meme humor in between. Yeah. And the Mario one will like probably have like a more impactful look back because like it's the first episode, it's what defined the show, the look of it, how it's structured. The Ethan humor bits are still some of his best.
Agreed.
But back to that first episode was like not what I wanted from the show.
Growing pains.
Yeah, the fourth episode is what I wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want the show to be in the future. Not to say like that first video is bad or anything. It's not. They're all good. Again, the fourth one's my favorite.
I feel that. I think it makes complete sense because like it's completely you. You're not like relying, and I don't think you ever relied on Ethan, but you don't have any Ethan in it, right? So it's completely you. It's completely your personality. You're talking about something that you clearly have a lot of knowledge about, which just so happens to be football, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah. I have way too much football knowledge, everybody.
You know your shit, and you talk about the game, and it's still like it's both entertaining and has that like, little bit of educational side of it with the football stuff, but also like you're reviewing the game. And so if I ever wanted to know like is Tecmo Bowl worth playing, now I know, right?
Yeah. And it didn't take 30 minutes to get to the point.
Yeah. It's the same. It's the same thing that happened with my Scooby-Doo 1 and 2 video.
Right.
It was the first one, but it was also too long, and it could have been better. And you could say the same for your first video as well, right?
Yeah, like it's so crazy because back to the video games as like a show and a concept, I've never felt more vulnerable making a show like that. And I miss that feeling. I miss that feeling of like going into new uncharted territory of something I've never done before. Like it genuinely felt that first episode felt like I was doing like expert reviews episode 1 all over again. Right?
I get that, yeah.
Not that they're the same video. They're completely different circumstances and everything. But in the sense of like, here I go. This is a untested concept. It may end up like expert reviews and only have another episode. It could go on for like 600. Who knows? I'm throwing my feet in there. I'm doing like a live action thumbnail. I'm in front of a green screen. I'm back to game reviewing full time. I'm doing a versus episode, which is something I don't ever do.
Yeah.
Like I'm designing the thumbnail and the logo. I'm getting Ethan to film humor. I'm using an actual DSLR camera, lights, all this shit. I'm trying to write a bit more. Really, really scary from bits and pieces. And you could see some of that in the video, I think. But I love that, man. I love feeling that vulnerable again. I love feeling like this is something Aden from 2 years ago couldn't even fucking do. And now I'm doing it. How cool is that?
Right, for sure.
Aden from 1 year ago couldn't have done that. And I did it there. And that's so dope. And I'm still like growing. Like episode 4, like I said, it's my favorite so far and it's going to continue onward. Even though they haven't all come out on time. Even though like none of them are my best viewed video. They've all done okay. And to think that like 2019 is just going to be a year full of these has me really excited to see what it'll be like in December when it's all said and done. How many of these I can look back on and rewatch.
Yeah.
Like I want to marathon my own shit. Like I never would have said that.
I'll tell you one thing. You should make a supercut of it and get patient to watch it because she'll watch it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the real watch time bait.
Watch time. No, I think it's. I know. Like one of the biggest things we've talked about on this podcast over the last months is just like creating these shows on our channels, but it's like it's such a big part of like what we do now, and it's still very much exciting because there are a lot of things that we've learned through them. There's a lot of things that we enjoy from it. I'm sure there's going to be some things. There's some things that I hate about it too. I'm sure you're going to feel the same way at some point, but it's not to the point where like you want to quit it. Like I said, one of my biggest like worries is that I won't remember every single episode, right? Like I'm doing so much, and I don't think you'll have the same issue because you're doing it weekly. Who knows? But with me doing like daily and sometimes 2 times a day and trying to like do as much as I am with it, I worry that maybe I will like forget about what it is, certain episodes. But at the end of the day, as long as I go into every single video with that same creative drive, that same joy and passion, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah. And it was fun too because we got to share that process with the podcast, right? Like for some of these videos, like we weren't doing another YouTube podcast at the time. So, this is the first time we're talking about a lot of these. For Back to the Video Games and Your Everyday Nerd, like you guys were there for that shit. Yeah. You guys were there for the rebranding. You guys were there when we were hashing out ideas. You guys were there for the premiere and like 2 episodes and 3 episodes later. And we brought it up in your week on YouTube. Way the fuck too much, I understand. But like, for good reason, we did it. Like you guys saw that through to the end. And the fact that we have that entire process like on film, on another YouTube podcast is so cool. And I can mention like so many episodes from this podcast, but we've already done an episode about that, so I'm not going to. I could also say stuff
highlight of my YouTube career
from collab projects and other channels. We just wanted to keep it to main channels for this episode, but no, another YouTube podcast is high up on my favorite stuff that I've done too. So you guys are special.
Absolutely, I agree. Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
Got to reminisce a little bit.
Yeah. Got to watch Zach's piano cover of Linkin Park's Numb.
It's rough.
Okay, I said I wasn't going to blackmail you with it, but what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to like download the video, right?
Oh no.
And just get rid of the video part and get like the piano playing.
Yeah.
And find a way to sneak in the music into a video.
That'd be pretty funny. It's not good. Yeah. That piano was completely out of tune. It's through like a shitty mic.
I feel like I'm watching a Nightcore somehow. Like it's not that speed, but the pitch is there.
It is. No, that's true. I just dropped my controller.
I feel so bad for you guys at home who won't be able to witness this masterpiece of a video.
I feel good for you that you'll never have to witness this atrocity that this video is. Like holy shit. It's so bad. All right. You want to go into the comments?
Oh yeah, okay, let me stop. I gotta stop again. Oh yeah, comments, right. That's what this podcast is about. Just reading comments. What episode are we talking about here?
Episode number 35, YouTube and YouTuber pet peeves.
Did we do 34 already?
We did.
Okay.
3 comments, 1 for patient, 2 from a master. I know you like to read the patient comments, so do you want me to go ahead and read the master comments?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So he says, networking is a big deal and joining communities can be beneficial. I joined so many communities on Discord, and I do agree that I'm not active in most of them. Me too. But making friends and helping each other in those communities are what matters. I mainly help with tech and streaming advice and stuff these days on those communities, though. And then he puts another comment. Oh, and forgot to mention the pet peeve I had, failing tech, or tech that is supposed to work but fails at the least opportune time. Had that happen to me way too many times. That can range from my equipment all the way to YouTube servers. LOL.
That happened tonight, Chief. You want to know why we're up at 4:15 a.m.? Let me tell you about a good friend named Basilis ST Kyle.
Do we even mention why we're like what happened?
His OBS fucked up, so
after an hour and a half of recording a podcast.
Yeah.
We also didn't start the podcast until like an hour later than originally intended. And it's like, we're used to that at this point.
Yeah.
It wasn't just you. It was like 3 people. Surprisingly, I was there on time. That was the real surprise of the night.
That was the wild thing there.
Yeah, for real. Everything else is kind of expected.
Consistently upload this podcast, but you had plenty of time to show up.
Now let me tell you, I joined the call. I was talking to Kyle for a little bit, and I was like, all right, man, I might have to go silent for a bit because I have a client that's sending me a video right now because I thought he was going to have it to me earlier in the night. So I ended up editing that video before we started the podcast.
Damn. It's pretty dope.
It's not. I'm tired.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for the comments. I agree. Network is a big deal, and I'm not a fan of tech failing at all. So.
Me neither.
Like Zach's green screen.
That was more of a that was more of a user, a human error for sure.
I feel you. Failing people.
Yeah. I fail every day.
Same. All right, patient. I got your comment here. She commented on episode 35. She says, suddenly I regret this topic, Lamau. I did not expect 3 hours of complaining. Also, since Aden told me to do it, patient _ LD on Instagram. Go hit it up. I'm an advertising genius. Question of the day, YouTube pet peeves. When my comments don't fucking post for no apparent reason. Why, YouTube? Also, Jablinski Games is my new favorite channel. It really is. It's so good.
Yeah. I agree with all that.
Especially the part where you go on Instagram and type in patient /LD
underscore
on Instagram.
Underscore. LD is in capital letters.
No, she didn't even put patient. She put patent underscore LD.
What a fucking idiot.
What a fucking dummy. How are people supposed to go to your Instagram who can't even spell your handle right?
That's great. They're going to look at the
alert.
screen. They're going to see the comment. It's going to be spelled wrong because of you.
I autocorrected it. I autocorrected it when I said it. I said patient LD, but she wrote patent LD.
She edited the comment too, and she didn't edit the important thing. Imagine
advertising genius, my ass.
Imagine being patient in 2019 right now.
Imagine. So, yeah.
Shout out to Patient for watching my 10-hour fucking video for no reason.
Amen to that. See what you need to do, right? It takes like 1,000 hours to get the monetization thing going. You post 1,000 hour supercut of all your videos, and you get Patient to watch it. You're done.
Okay, so it's 4,000 hours. But
4,000. My bad. Yeah.
You're on.
You can do that, right?
You're on to something.
Can you do 4,000 hours of YouTube video? It'd take a while to upload, I feel, but
that took so long to upload that 10-hour video.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It took hours. It took most of the day.
YouTube servers is like, LOL, fuck you.
I'm thinking, hear me out here. Supercuts of Sabijan Games Let's Plays.
You've brought up this idea before, and you've tried it before. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done it. I've never. It
never went anywhere. Yeah.
I probably brought it up. That could be funny.
LOL.
That could be a waste of my time. Yeah, just little bits of history. That way, if anybody wants to actually see, why would you want to? Fuck that channel. Anyways, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking hungry.
What's your question of the day?
Question of the day. If you make YouTube videos, what's your favorite video? Why? What has it taught you?
Yeah.
Exactly. If you're not a YouTube, if you don't make videos, then why do you listen to the podcast? That's the question of the day.
Oh no, I got a better version of that.
Okay.
I got a better version of that. Using the exercise that we just did. If you do not make videos, what's the most important video from another YouTube podcast?
Ooh.
And why? And that's a tough one because I don't think I could pick right off the top of my head.
Ooh.
So that's your optional.
I know question the one I like the most.
If you make YouTube videos, what's your favorite and what's the lesson you learned from it? Or if you don't make YouTube videos, what's the most important episode of another YouTube podcast using the discussion that we just did?
Yeah.
So that's a tough one. I'd love to hear
bonus question of the day.
3 questions of the day?
Bonus question of the day.
Wow.
For like literally patient, because she's going to be the only one that answers this.
Yeah.
What is your favorite video from both mine and Aiden's channel?
Damn.
Yeah.
You're making these people do homework. You're like, go watch all of our shit and figure out which video you like.
Yeah.
For me and Zach.
And for the people that answer that question, I will send them a link to Linkin Park's Numb piano cover.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. If I was a viewer listening to this podcast, I'd be excited right now. I'd be like, holy shit. I'm going to go watch Let's Play Twilight Princess right now from Zach's channel. Just so I can get a chance at hearing Linkin. You don't want a Subijin Games video, do you? You want like Zack Snyder Prod.
It could just be anything. It could just be anything.
Okay.
I mean, I would assume there's like maybe 2 videos on Subijin Games that I'm still proud of that I didn't mention in this. And that's my nerd psychology video on Tetris that I want to remaster one day, possibly. And then my my vlogging series that I was going to mention earlier and I forgot about.
Shit, that was so good. So
I'm
gonna make a rule. You can't pick any of my Sploder Show episodes. Anything from that channel is forfeit. You're not allowed. Has to be Blue Couch Productions.
I highly doubt that it would be on the old channel.
There you go. But if you say which 2 videos you like from us the most on the bonus question of the day, you get to listen to Linkin Park's Numb played by Zack Snyder.
It's a treat.
Yeah. Not many people can say they've watched it, so you be in the
my
elite
very
club.
first video. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Please
answer these questions today on the YouTubes, or you can suggest topics to us because we're running low on a list. If you want to suggest a topic, feel free to.
We are.
You can add that to your comment. You can email your comment. You can respond on any of the podcast platforms that another YouTube podcast is available on, which are a lot. So that's a thing. Zach, what if they want to give this podcast fucking money?
Yo, let me tell you about a little known website. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you're pretty awesome. If you're watching this on another platform, you're also pretty awesome. But let me tell you how you can be even more awesome. If you go to anchor.fm. I forgot about it. Holy shit. If you go to anchor.fm/another-YouTube-podcast, you can sponsor us. And you can go hit this little button called support this podcast. Then for 99 cents, $4.99 or $10 or $9.99, okay, you can give us money per month. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. We still love you. But if you do want to do that, we love you even more.
Yeah.
But currently we don't have any sponsors. So if you want to be the first one since that 1 month, then it'd be dope.
I feel you.
That just helps us continue making the podcast. Hopefully one day we can use this as a means of supporting ourselves because it is something we really like doing and we want to keep doing it in the future.
Hopefully one day I can put my dog down so she won't stop barking in these podcasts.
We want to keep doing this podcast until one day it's called Your Week on YouTube.
Because your everyday YouTube podcast.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeep.
yeah, for sure.
It's a new acronym for this. I was gonna be like, hey, we should put all these videos that we mentioned in the description, but some of them don't exist anymore. So if you want to find them, they're up. So just search them, I guess.
Yeah. I agree. I
don't want to make Zach do more work than he has to. Except for putting out this podcast consistently and on time. I've been Aden, everybody.
And I've been Zach.
And we want to thank you for listening to this episode of another YouTube podcast. Bye-bye.
Good job. You got the ending.
I remember the branding.
Hey. Bye.